Equality? Or was his greatest accomplishment providing the NFL with a much-needed villain?
If there's anything we've ever done that I'm particularly proud of, I would have to say that the perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders, to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Commitment to excellence. There's a commitment to excellence, the greatest players. We could get the greatest coaches, the great games we've played in. The flame that would burn brightest here is the will to win. Is the will to win. Is the will to win.
Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You were magnificent.
I think that John and Mike had built a foundation to build upon. And I think that's what we're doing now. And I think moving forward, that's what these two are going to be building upon, that foundation. We've got some great players in this organization right now. I believe there's a great culture in this organization right now, which is what they will find. They haven't seen that as much yet because they haven't seen all the players together. But that's something that Rich had built over the last 6 months, is a fantastic culture in this building. And I think that now we're just moving to the next level, and that it's not a rebuild, it's not a reload. It's just taking this to the next level and getting to that Super Bowl and winning some championships.
What's going on, Raider Nation? I'm Hardcore Raider. Guys in the chat, hopefully you guys are doing good. Let me know if you guys could hear that. Okay, that soundbite from Mark Davis saying this wasn't a rebuild. I'd appreciate it. Someone in the chat could let me know if you guys could hear that. Hear that? Okay. I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. Raider Nug, what up? Yeah, I'm excited to see if Stidham can pull something out tomorrow too, man. Hopefully you're doing good, Raider Nug. All right, you guys could hear. I'm lying if I'm dying. The disappointment. Yep. All right. Moderator. Raider Nug, are you not a moderator? I thought you were. I thought I made you a moderator. Give me a second. Let me I'll make you a moderator, Raider Nug. While I'm doing this, I'll kind of talk a little bit here. I want to read a couple things. Just watched I'm gonna do like something a little different. Hopefully I don't get flagged here, guys, but want to see if I want to react to this presser that just happened with Dave Zeigler. Some things that stood out to me that I want to go over with you guys and get your thoughts as well. So just give me a second. Let me pull this up and oh yeah, no, you are a moderator, Raider Nug. All right, cool. All right, getting a few comments here. Say what's up to everybody, man. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. We were going to go live tomorrow with the crew, talk about the Chiefs game before a little bit tomorrow. So tonight, I don't want to talk too much about that, to be honest with you guys. I want to kind of get into what's up, Ryan Miller? Ricardo Diaz, what up? I forgot to say what's up to Rick. What's up, Rick? Yeah, so the main reason I want to go on tonight is because Dave Zeigler just got interviewed by the Raiders. and I want to react to the press conference. Raider 805 from Slowtown. What up, dude? You ever stuck any gum on the gumball alley there? Raiders 805. Nobody knows about that shit unless you're a local there. So shout out to you, man. I miss Morro Bay. I used to go Morro Bay all the time right there, man. All right. So let me pull up a different screen here. Give me a second. All right. Should be good now, I think. All right. So I'm going to read this. So something I want to get into here real quick is I want to get into passive aggressive leadership. I've talked about this before. I'm not going to lay off it, and I'm going to get a little heavier, deeper into it. And then we're going to talk out, kind of get into this Dave Zeigler press conference. Okay. So, I'm just going to read something. You can find a lot of stuff on passive aggressive leadership, but like, this is just one site. What are the signs? So I'm just going to read this little paragraph. You guys can listen closely, and then we'll get into this Dave Zeigler presser that he just did. So not really a press conference, it was an interview, I guess, but either way. So what are the signs of passive aggressive leadership? Unfortunately, many of us can display this type of behavior from time to time. So it can be heard or hard to pinpoint whether your boss really fits the typical passive aggressive stereotype. Passive aggression can be very subtle. So the key is to pay attention and to work out whatever this pattern of behavior for your manager, or whether they are just having an off day. Passive aggressives feel they cannot speak out directly, so drop hints and make comments and vague suggestions and hope that someone will pick it up and do something about it. When their needs are not met, they can become increasingly sarcastic or critical and leave you wondering what you did or are doing wrong, or whether you are mad. Passive aggressive managers will usually be very critical of other people and find it hard to take responsibility for themselves. They will often have a litany of excuses of why someone hasn't worked out, none of which will have anything to do with them. I'll repeat that again. They will often have a litany of excuses as to why something hasn't worked out, none of which will have anything to do with them, and they become defensive if you try to raise an issue with them. They can make working for them very difficult. People with passive aggressive type of managers often feel confused and undervalued, but may not know why, because often passive aggressive type can appear outwardly pleasant and friendly. So I've talked on my show before about passive aggressive leadership. Okay. So, the problem with passive aggressive leadership is essentially it's a style that a lot of modern society does. That's like a pass the buck Chuck style. Okay. So when you pass the buck, you're not taking really an accountability. Okay. So where I have many issues with this style of leadership. Okay. Where John Gruden was like more of an aggressive style, definitely not passive aggressive. If you fucked up, he was going to tell you and dig in your ass right then and there. Passive aggressive leaders will do this roundabout, beat around the bush way. It's almost like a condescending, manipulative way to like fuck with you mentally, and you won't know if you're doing good or doing bad or exactly. And sometimes they'll just kill you with silence. Okay. So the point of this is Derek Carr, I feel, was always a passive aggressive leader. Okay. That's why when he wouldn't take accountability, people act like he would, but he wouldn't take accountability for, he'd give credit to the other team and he'd say, that's just, I'm throwing the ball where the coach wants me to. Okay. So I always felt like Derek Carr is a passive aggressive leader, but I also feel that Josh McDaniels and Dave Zeigler are also both aggressive leaders. Okay. They're not really taking any self-accountability that they need to do better or that they fucked up or anything. And this fucking bullshit press conference interview really fucking fired me up because it's a passive aggressive, like no fucking accountability. We were told from the get-go, okay, Raider Nation was told that this was not a fucking rebuild. Were we not told that? Did Mark Davis, I just put the video in there. I could rewind it and play it again if you guys want. Mark Davis said that this was not a rebuild. Am I correct? Am I fucking crazy? Or is that what the fuck happened? Because that's what I remember. Does anybody else remember it a different way? Does anybody else remember it a different way? Because I can tell you the facts. And the facts are right fucking here. I'm going to play it again in case anybody missed it and you just tuned in. Please subscribe. So nobody's off the hook on this shit. I'm critical of Derek Carr. I'm also going to be critical of this organization when I smell fucking bullshit a mile away. So I'm going to share this tab. I'm going to play this again. Make sure you let me know after it's done. It's like 30 seconds or a minute long. Make sure you guys tell me if you can hear it.
What they will find. They haven't seen that as much yet because they haven't seen all the players together. But that's something that Rich had built over the last 6 months. Is a fantastic culture in this building, and I think that just now we're just moving to the next level. And that it's not a rebuild, it's not a reload. It's just taking this to the next level and getting to that Super Bowl and winning some championships.
So did you guys hear that? Put it down in the chat. Make sure you let me know that you guys could hear that shit, please. I'd appreciate it. What's up, Jerry? Anybody else just tuning in? Appreciate you guys. Someone put something in the chat. Make sure. Cheers, by the way. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Wait a second. Make sure someone says that they could hear that audio of Mark Davis. You heard it? Okay. Jerry totally. Thank you, man. All right. So, we went into the season. It wasn't a rebuild, right? It was continued growth. There's a lot of good pieces in place, right? Okay. So I don't know if I'll get flagged for this, okay? But I'm going to play. We're going to do a live reaction to the fuck. I usually don't do this. Worried about getting flagged, but fuck, whatever, dude, at this point. I mean, excuse me. So I'm going to pull up and we're going to watch watch this Dave Zeigler thing together. I'm going to give my comments as we're going through it, all right? So be patient with me. Listen to it. I don't know if I have to put the mic up to it because I usually don't do this shit, but I'm going to leave my mic where it's at, and someone let me know if you guys can hear it. I can put my mic closer if I need to.
Roman, London Fletcher. What is in the water at John Carroll?
Yeah.
And by the way, it's only 3,500 people go to that school.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Well, London was the only one that was talented enough to actually play football.
When you hold records.
After John Carroll, I had my moment in the sun while I was there. I wasn't good enough to play after that, but I think like Division III football in general, what you find is you're not getting a scholarship, so it's a lot of guys that love football. And it's a lot of guys that I think that, again, they weren't the Division I level player, and so they had to work, put in a lot of effort to become whatever type of player they were. And I think when you put that into kind of together and you have people that are really
guys, someone put something in the chat. Make sure you guys can hear this, please.
Passionate about football, that are hardworking, that had a level of success in college, and there's a dependability factor there. You have three things that allow to have a foundation to be successful in football, and of course connections help too.
Yeah.
And so there's this this pipeline and network that has developed that's just crazy, like you said. And so you want a lot of people, obviously a known commodity, someone that they know what they're cut
Thanks,
from,
Ricardo.
how they work, and it's benefited a lot of us.
Yeah, every John Carroll graduate now calls up, hey, I want to be the GM. How do I do that?
Exactly.
It's not an easy path. You and Josh were not just college teammates, roommates. He gave you your start as a scout in the NFL with the Denver Broncos back in 2010. And here we are, 13 years, 3 Super Bowls with the Patriots together. And now together you get to lead one of the most storied franchises in NFL history. You know him as a man, not just a coach. You knew him way before all of this.
Pause. All right. I got to click like between screens when I'm pausing this shit. All right. So check this out. All right. So first of all, I like her. I always forget her name. I can't pronounce it right, but I think she's good at what she does. Okay. So no, I'm not going to take any shots at her, but people will constantly kind of do this roundabout like method where like they'll kind of start with some fluff before they get into like some real questions and stuff like that. So I don't have a problem with the approach. I get that. And like, they're going to do like some underhand softball throws before they get into like some real hard questions and whatnot. But, she's essentially like trying to get us to think about other than the lack of production from our coaching, because I'm going to blame our coach as well. Okay. Besides Derek Carr. Okay. I'm going to blame our coach as well for, like, you know, that this was not supposed to be a fucking rebuild. Okay. And they're going to ask stuff in a manner to get us to, like, oh, think about something else other than the actual, like, task at hand, or the actual, like, situation, the main situation that needs to be addressed. So she's asking questions essentially where it's like, let's look at the character of Josh McDaniels so we all like him. Okay. And I'm not saying we shouldn't like him necessarily. I'm not saying we should or should not like him. I'm just saying, like, I see this, like, tactic a mile away. And if you guys don't, I'll break it more down as we go through this interview. But, like, most people don't have a trained eye to see this fucking bullshit, dude. They don't. I mean, I have 10 plus years of management, and, like, I've had a lot of passive aggressive leaders. So, like, I can see this fucking bullshit a mile away. But anyways, I'll push play and then we'll keep going through it. And then I'll pause it again and kind of give a few thoughts.
Tell me something about Josh McDaniels that we can tell Raiders fans that would make them continue to trust in him as a person and his vision with the Raiders.
Yeah, I think it's a good question, because I think there was, you know, when his time in Denver, when he was 32 years old, there was a lot of, you know, different narratives out of Denver when he was there. And again, this is 12 years later. We all grow and change over that time. But I think that the one thing about Josh is just how caring he is and empathetic he is, and to the players and to staff. If there's an issue that comes up, whether it's something you have to handle off the field, or a question you may have about why we're doing something a certain way, like, Josh's door is always open, and Josh is open to taking constructive criticism, to taking feedback, to looking at different perspectives, and just in generally caring about people. I think, and I think the combination of those things, along with how competitive he is, that's why you have players like Devontae Adams and Max Crosby and Josh Jacobs, and, you know, some guys that perform at a high level, that you can see that instant bond that they have with Josh. Again, not only because of the.
All right, pause. I'm pausing it. All right, because I can't fucking take this shit anymore. So this is what I call the poor puppy dog syndrome. Okay, so what he's doing is painting a picture to get us to be like, oh yeah, Josh McDaniels is a great family guy and he's loving and caring, and maybe he is, dude. Maybe he actually is, or whatever. Maybe he really cares about the players or whatever. But I'm calling fucking bullshit, dude. Like, it's a narrative to be like, to completely disregard the lack of fucking production from this team and the shit show we fucking saw on the team, and not giving any accountability that Josh McDaniels did not fucking do good enough. And when I see fake bullshit like this, it really fucking pisses me off. So I'll continue to play it. Shit has me pretty fired up because I can see this fucking bullshit a mile away. Anyways.
The competitive piece, but that there's this compassionate side where he's building relationships with people, and he's creating buy-in that way. And that's why we haven't had one of the, I wouldn't say we've had a season that we are proud of up to this point in terms of the record. But I just came out from practice, and you would, you know, think this team's getting ready to, you know, compete for the playoffs right now because of the energy and the buy-in. And again, that's a foundational piece you need to have in place to have any type of success in this league. And Josh brings that to this team.
Okay, pause. Like, can't even get through fucking like a minute without like wanting to freak out. So again, it's like a slow roll about the lack of production, right? Fluffing us up, like how great the players bought into him, right? And you know, it's just like, it's this condescending, beat around the bush fucking method, instead of being like, hey, like, why can't just people in this fucking world, let alone these two motherfuckers, be like, hey, this shit wasn't good enough. I didn't do a good enough job. Josh McDaniels didn't do a good enough job. We got to figure out a way to improve this. But that's not what he does he? He fluffs it up, right? He says, like, our record kind of wasn't good enough or whatever, you know, but you know, so he kind of throws something in there that's like negative, but that's the real point. The real like end result is the production wasn't fucking there, right? But he fluffs it up with saying like, oh, well, you know, but you know, he really cares about the players, and you know, they're all bought in and they're trying hard. Like, you would think it'd be a playoff game going out in there in our practice. Really? A playoff game? We're going there? We aren't in the fucking playoffs. What the fuck, man? This is fucking bullshit. Anybody that accepts this shit, dude, like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I want to fucking win, but I'm tired of this fucking fluffy commitment to mediocrity fucking bullshit, dude. And they released this shit the night before our last fucking game. Now, if you are in this fucking team and you see this bullshit a mile away, if I can see it, how the fuck you think the players don't see this shit? I'm sorry I'm cussing a lot, but holy fuck me, dude. This is fucked.
You guys start out together. Here you go. 10 weeks into the season, your first season as the Raiders, and you're sitting at 2-7. And the national media, everyone is calling for someone's head. Somebody needs to do something. And as a first-time GM, you have this long-term plan. It's the long haul for you when you come in. How difficult was it for you to not second guess your approach and stay the course, which you ultimately did?
I would be lying if you don't question those things. And I think it's healthy to question those things too, to make sure that you are grounded in your approach and to look at things critically and make sure that you've made the right decisions and the things that we believe in and the reason that we've made these decisions are these the things that we're going to stand on, and those get tested when you're 2-7, and sometimes if you're 7-2 there may be some flaws but they just get masked. And so it was a really important time for us, I think, in the long range, in the big picture of us building this franchise into a sustained winner that we want to, because we looked at those things and we critically looked at them and we questioned them. And at the end of the day, we felt like, what we stand on and what we believe in, we're going to stick with it. We're going to stick with the approach and stick with our core beliefs. And again, when those things get tested, you have to, if you're going to stick with them, you have to stand by them at that point. And that's what we decided to do.
That's not good, dude. That is fucking terrible. He's saying that they're going to ride to their fucking grave instead of admit that they fucked up or they didn't do good enough. Dude, he literally just said we're 2-7, right? We're 2-7, and we have to stick to our guns no matter what. Don't adjust your leadership style, right? There was no fucking accountability in anything that he just fucking said. Do you guys realize that? There was absolutely no fucking accountability. Please, someone in the chat, tell me if you heard any accountability. Please, because I didn't hear one single accountability. None. Said we got to stick to our guns. We're doubling down. Like we're playing poker, right? We know we don't got a hand. We got called on our We got called on our bluff on the turn card, right? Second to last card. And they're going to double down instead of adjusting their coaching style. So I've been critical of Derek Carr. Nobody gets a fucking free pass. Not at this fucking record. This is horse shit.
And Mark Davis was instrumental in kind of quieting the noise that week. That was after the Colts loss. How did you interpret his public, unwavering support of Josh McDaniels and what was happening?
Yeah, I think Mark made a decision almost a year ago here. We're closing on a year of Josh and I being here, that, he hired Josh and myself because he believed in our vision that we presented through the interview process. And that vision wasn't to necessarily,
Pause. Lip service means nothing. You interviewed good. You told Mark Davis a big fucking fluff story with no fucking action, dude. No action and no accountability. Good for you. You fucking interviewed well. Go fuck yourself. That's what I fucking say. If this thing would be completely different had he taken any accountability in this shit. I don't feel like he did. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am.
It's been great to go to the Super Bowl this year, but that vision, we didn't go in there and say we were going to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, necessarily, it would have been great to go to the Super Bowl this year, but that vision, we didn't go in there and say we were going to win the Super Bowl this year. I mean, we had a vision that we're going to build something that sustains over the long term. And just to see Mark reiterate the fact,
like, seriously, dude, like, did he just fucking say that? Did he really just fucking say that? Like, am I fucking high right now? Am I really hearing this fucking horse shit? Because last time I checked, at the beginning of the season, this is what Mark fucking Davis said.
We've got some great players in this organization right now. I believe there's a great culture in this organization right now, which is what they will find. They haven't seen that as much yet because they haven't seen all the players together. But that's something that Rich had built over the last 6 months, is a fantastic culture in this building. And I think that now we're just moving to the next level. And that it's not a rebuild, it's not a reload, it's just taking this to the next level. And getting to that Super Bowl.
So again, right? It wasn't a rebuild, right? It wasn't a rebuild. Okay. So in what situation, if it's not a fucking rebuild, do we get rid of all the players that we've gotten rid of this year? Somebody tell me. I mean, does it look like not a rebuild to anybody else fucking that's a Raider fan that has like eyes and that's like knock out their head so far up their fucking ass they can't see straight? Because last time I checked, as many players as we've gotten rid of, that's a fucking rebuild. We're in full, like, blown fucking rebuild, dude. So some of these motherfuckers lied to us, and that's what pisses me off, guys. If they would have been upfront, like, hey, we feel like there's still a lot of work to do. There's a lot of pieces we still need moving forward. That wasn't what they fucking told us, dude. None of them when they did this fucking press, and John Gruden did the same shit. Let's not get it fucking twisted. As much as I loved John Gruden and loved John Gruden, like, he did the same fucking shit to us, right? John Gruden said it wasn't a rebuild, right? And then he fucking shit canned everybody too. So, and I know it fucking happens with every GM and coaching change, but I mean, they're never fucking honest. And that's what pisses me off, guys. This is the bullshit that fucking pisses me off. All right, we'll continue on with this fucking horse shit.
Like you said, when you're 2-7 and you're losing, you can shift your beliefs.
Mhm.
You know, that's a natural thing to do. And for Mark to stand firm on his belief in us and his belief in Josh was, I think, just gave us more confidence, you know, to continue to do what we're doing and to continue to follow the plan that we laid out, you know, a year ago.
Continue to follow the plan of horse shit and fucking rebuild, right?
We all know how organizations work. Who to play is Josh's decision. That's a coach's decision. But when you decide not to play Derek Carr, a franchise quarterback for 9 years, the last 2 weeks of the season, that's a big organizational decision. And I know for you guys, it wasn't easy and probably a little emotional. But how does that move ultimately put the Raiders in a better position for success moving forward?
Yeah, well, we all know the quarterback's the most important, you know, position on the team. And like you said, it was a difficult decision, and there is emotion involved in that. And but you also have to make tough decisions in this business. And so an opportunity for us with two games to go, with where our record was at the time. And
all right. So I've been critical of Derek Carr, right? And Derek Carr don't get no fucking free pass either. But they went into the season, and Josh McDaniels was excited to have Derek Carr straight from the press conference. I know he hadn't like worked with him and shit like necessarily, but I'm calling a spade a spade. This was not what they fucking, the situation we went into and how things are supposed to be. This is not good enough. And for him to double down and be like, well, we're not going to switch our coaching style and our style. We're going to continue to fucking tank or whatever the fuck is going on. I mean, it's fucked, guys.
And to get an opportunity to look at two young quarterbacks and Jarrett and in Chase, and to have them kind of have to step up and role and step up in responsibility and step up in terms of the leadership aspect of the team. It's really invaluable for us to see, get a true evaluation of everybody in that room at the most important position in football, to make sure that we understood exactly what we have going forward, or questions or question what we have, and make some decisions how to solidify that room going forward. And this was an opportunity for us to do that.
Raiders 2 of 5 on third down. Stidham's in an empty set, 3rd and 4. 10:40 to go in the third quarter. Raiders up a field goal. 2 on the play clock. They get the snap. They only bring 4. Stidham in the pocket. Gets out of there. Eyes downfield. Flag flies. He's drilled as he throws. Open Adams at the 35. Racing to the 20. 10. Touchdown Raiders.
I'll tell you.
I will say that was a pretty amazing play by Jarrett Stidham right there, dude. I'm willing to take that massive hit, you know. And also Devontae Adams to have enough cognizant of perception of the field to go ahead and freaking roll back and put his hand up for a big touchdown. So it would have been nice to see more of some big plays like that this year.
Against the 49ers, Jarrett Stidham, he moved that offense very freely against, mind you, the #1 defense in the NFL at the time. It shocked us. A lot of us weren't expecting. I'm sure it didn't shock you. That's why you went out and got him. Could he be a starting quarterback in this league?
I think I think the first thing too is I've been around Jarrett for a long time, since he came into the league when he was in New England, and so I've seen him develop. But at the same time, I hadn't seen him start a game, and I hadn't seen him, you know, step into that role and play with the lights are on and play in 4 quarters. And so there's still that element of what are you going to do when you get into that situation? And he obviously answered the call against the 49ers. And I think we'll have another opportunity to see him against Kansas City and see his performance. And I think it's too early right now to really make a call on what his future is, just because it is a hard position to play. But his opportunity to play against Kansas City and that performance, well, obviously that goes into the evaluation process to see what we have with him.
And this week we saw Davante Adams, the leader on this.
All right, pause. All right, so I get it that he's not exactly going to commit to not exactly going to commit to Stidham, but what if Stidham goes out there and balls out, man? I mean, if these guys' whole plan the entire time was to go and get fucking Brady, well, then that probably, depending on what Brady wants, that probably means that they may not sign Josh Jacobs, which I think is horseshit. But for him to I just felt like that part right there, I know it's a small sample size of Jarrett Stidham, but I just felt like it was no matter what Stidham does, it's like he doesn't even have a shot to be this quarterback. And I think that's bullshit. At least give the guy a fair fucking shot. I do not want to overpay somebody, even an old ass fucking Tom Brady, too much money. We need to use that money on defense. And you'll see why I say that here in a fucking minute. So continue.
Team, he was very clear that he, quote, absolutely wants to be a Raider, that it was his dream job to be a Raider before Derek Carr was drafted. In this season, you had 3 of the top players in the NFL at their position, and Max Crosby, Davante Adams, and Josh Jacobs. You also, going forward, have Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow, Chandler Jones, all under contract. What do you say to Raiders fans who maybe feared that a rebuild or some sort of reorganization could be coming just because of Derek Carr not playing, that this could be you and Josh starting to make big changes?
Yeah, I mean, we came here to win. And I think, but along with that, like we've said from the beginning, anytime you come somewhere new and you're taking over taking over an organization, or new to the organization, there's an element of, especially in today's NFL, of yes, you want to win now. But there's also an element of reconstructing what has been there or what's not there to fit your mold. And so, yes, there's going to be players coming and going. There's going to be some painful things that you have to go through, because you can't correct every single hole or make every single player acquisition in 1 year. I wish you could, but those just aren't the realities of the NFL. And so, we're going to continue to, find players that fit what we look for, and continue to build this team in our vision. And I think we're going to, at the same time, our goal is to win football games. And our goal for next year is to make an improvement over where we were this year. This year, we didn't meet the expectations I think that we had for ourselves. But
all right, I'm going to pause it right here. Can't even fucking listen to this motherfucker. So, all right, we didn't meet expectations this year. Okay, next year we want to see an improvement over what we did this year. Are you fucking shitting me? You're lowballing the expectations hella fucking bad, and you're also essentially saying reconstruct, because he doesn't want to use the word fucking rebuild. Okay, he pretty much just said rebuild. Okay, he used different terminology on purpose. Okay, you have to listen closely. But that wasn't what we were told going into it. Reconstruct. So, things are done and to the way that we want things, and that fits our style or whatever, which I get to some degree, different schemes and systems or whatever. But still, he's not even saying we're going to try to go on a fucking big run next year. And I get it. Maybe you can't put all your eggs in one basket because you'll be like the Rams, So if you sacrifice long-term growth for short-term success, then it will hurt your long-term growth. I get that. I see that. But there's no reason why these motherfuckers should be low. He just set the expectations so fucking low that they shouldn't even have "just win, baby" in our fucking slogan anymore. It should just be commitment to mediocrity. That's what that motherfucker just said. He said we want to improve next year over this year. He didn't say our goal is to win the division, to go to playoffs, to win a playoff game, to go to the fucking Super Bowl. This motherfucker didn't say none of that. So we could win one more game than what we've won this year, and that's fucking good enough. That's fucking good enough? These motherfuckers need to learn what it means to be a Raider, because this is fucking horseshit. This is the biggest pile of fucking dog shit I ever heard in my life. Commitment to mediocrity, go fucking suck it, motherfucker. I'll rewind it so you can listen to that fucking horseshit again real quick, and then I'll continue on.
in 1 year. I wish you could, but those just aren't the realities of the NFL. And so, we're going to continue to, find players that fit what we look for, and continue to build this team in our vision. And I think we're going to, at the same time, our goal is to win football games. And our goal for next year is to make an improvement over where we were this year. This year, we didn't meet the expectations I think that we had for ourselves. But again, that's part of this process. And so I think Raider Nation should understand that we're here to win football games first and foremost. And we're going to also, to do that, we're going to make acquisitions that are going to help us win in the present. But we're always going to have a vision on how do we construct this thing long term, because what we don't want to do is just catch lightning in a bottle and you win for 1 year and then you're digging yourself out of that hole because you maybe weren't financially responsible, or you made some decisions that weren't long-term decisions. And so we're always going to weigh both of those things against each other when we make decisions to build this team.
An I formation behind him. Down to 5 on the play clock. Gets the snap. Hands off to Jacob. Stutters to the right. Bursts through the hole. 20, 25, 30. He's off to the races. Here in Seattle, nobody's going to catch him. 25, 20, 10. Ball game. Bye-bye, Josh.
This organization didn't pick up Josh Jacobs' fifth-year option, and kind of a great scenario that, hey, when a guy's in that situation, he went out and produced rather than be a malcontent. He went out and he led the league in rushing. How committed is the organization to possibly bringing him back? It is a contract year. He is up now because of the lack of the fifth-year option.
Yeah, well, it's first I'm just very proud of Josh and what he's done this year. A lot of the first year is getting to know people and getting to know Josh as a player and as a football player, his work ethic, his commitment to winning, his commitment to his own greatness. Are things that you don't know unless you spend time with people. And so that was a really encouraging thing to see this year. And Josh embodies a lot of the qualities that we want to build this foundation on. He loves football, he's dependable, he's tough, and he's a really good football player, and he's explosive, which is an important thing too. And so those are the types of players that we want to be Raiders and that we want to build around.
Where's your fucking commitment to Josh Jacobs, dude? What the fuck, man? Like, he did not commit to fucking Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is the leading running back in the fucking NFL. And then he just sideshow Bob that shit. We want guys like Josh Jacobs. He didn't say we want Josh Jacobs. He didn't say anything that we want Josh fucking Jacobs to be the running back of the Raiders for the future. So are they going to get rid of him so they can pay Tom Brady? Because you probably can't pay Josh Jacobs and pay fucking Tom Brady at the same time. Fuck that cocksucker Tom Brady. I don't give a fuck. He can take the football and tuck it right up his fucking deflated ass. Fucking Spygate that shit, fucking Dave Zeigler, motherfucker. That's what I gotta fucking say. Josh Jacobs is the fucking silver bullet. He's the backbone, the heart and soul behind this fucking team. For this cocksucker not to fucking say that to make any commitment to Josh Jacobs should let you guys know right now, in my opinion, they should sign him. They better fucking sign him. But right now, where his true colors are. We can win with an average quarterback if we have Josh Jacobs. We can win with an average to a good quarterback if we have Josh Jacobs. You go and get Tom Brady because you got to fucking pay him too much money because that's been your guys' plan all along. Notice how he didn't commit to fucking Jarrett Stidham either, which I get to some degree, but he definitely didn't make any commitment other than giving some props to Josh Jacobs. We want guys like him. Passive-aggressive fucking bullshit is what it is.
The fabric of our culture will be to evaluate and evolve consistently and constantly our processes and our people to make sure that we are always operating at a championship level.
You go into your second year now?
Yeah, where's that, dude? Where's that? Talk about eating some fucking words. Where's that commitment to excellence in that championship level? All it was is fucking lip service, press conference, fucking lip service, because the action was not fucking there. How about that action, boss? Because your action wasn't there at all. More fucking lip service. And they released this shit the day before our last fucking game. This is damage control. You got to be a complete fucking moron to know that, like, somebody in Raider, like probably Mark Davis, someone higher up in the Raiders, is pissed because Raider Nation's so fucking pissed. We are tired of fucking losing, and this motherfucker has no accountability. And everybody loves him, thinks he's fucking great. I ain't seeing nothing great yet besides getting Devontae Adams and maybe signing Max Crosby.
Now is the GM about to start it. What is the next step in the evolution of the Raiders as we head into this offseason and into 2023?
Yeah, I think the first step is along those lines is to kind of critically look back at this past year, and critically look at the things that we felt didn't go well, decisions that maybe didn't go well, and decisions that went well. But kind of look at the whole picture and kind of have an idea of where can we improve, and I think that's the biggest thing as we go forward is taking self-reflection, having some, I'd say, constructive criticism within the building, and find solutions. And because everybody can come up with a problem and identify a problem.
All right, you guys notice anything? You'll never hear the word accountability. He said self-reflection. Okay, you could maybe think that self-reflection could be accountability, but he doesn't use the word specifically self-accountability. Rewind it so I don't ruin it.
We go forward is taking self-reflection, having some, I'd say, constructive criticism within the building, and find solutions. And because everybody can come up with a problem and identify a problem, but can you identify a solution? And a couple of things that we're doing in scouting right now is looking at this past year's free agency class and this past year's draft, and looking where are some of the areas that we could have made better decisions that could have impacted the organization possibly in a better way. And I think that overall mindset of looking critically and setting ego aside and figuring out ways that we can improve going forward is going to be a big part of this offseason. It's going to be a big part of every offseason that we have. And I think another important part that I learned in New England is you have to evaluate your team, and you have to be honest in the evaluation of your team, and understanding where are your strengths, where are your weaknesses, where are some different areas that you need to improve the team. And that's going to be a big focus here as we go through January and we go through February as we're leading into free agency and leading to the draft, is making sure we're solidifying the things that we're strong on, improving our weaknesses, and making great decisions here for the future of the Raiders to, continue to build this thing the way that we want to do it.
Well, Dave, I know we're excited to see what you do with an entire offseason here, as it was kind of condensed last year. So congratulations on making it through your first year as a GM.
Thank you.
Congratulations, my ass. Go fuck yourself. So not her. I like her. She's good. But all right, so that's it. I mean, I agree with the last part that, like, because anybody can identify a problem. You got to find solutions to the problem or problems. So, I completely agree with that part. But, I mean, this whole thing really fires me up because I don't think this dude I don't think him or McDaniels understands what it means to be a Raider. And I know everybody's like, well, they're doing the Patriots West thing and all this fucking bullshit. And, I get it to some degree, what they're trying to do. But it doesn't mean that it's going to work, because being a Raiders coach or general manager or anything, all that shit's different, dude. We got to think, dude, the Patriots have a huge fan base. Boston fans are passionate about their teams, but they're all bandwagons in my opinion, dude. Most of them, 90% of them did not like to start liking the Patriots when they were losing long before Tom Brady came around. Right. So the Raiders, we're tired of losing, dude. And this guy and this beat around the bush method, instead of taking self-accountability, I think it's horseshit, guys. I really fucking do. This is not the Raider way. If I'm a player and I've been through all the shit, say Gruden and all the shit last year, and I see this fucking shit, it's gonna fire me up, and not in a good way. Now some people that are passive aggressive that like that style, yeah, maybe they like the fluff and not being real or whatever. But as shitty as John Gruden, or I guess mediocre, or just unwilling to change plays John Gruden was, fuck, I miss that guy. Even with the terrible draft picks, I miss that guy, because Gruden would bullshit us somewhat, but not fucking like this, man. I just feel like I got reamed, and then the dude fucking smiling right afterwards and fucking looking at me, dude. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's get in the chat here, man. I want to see what you guys fucking think. If anybody wants to come in here, if you guys are respectful, I'll try to fucking calm down. I'll put the link in the chat. Shout out to Raider Ben. I know he's live right now. I try not to overlap when other people are live and shit, but this shit really fired me up, dude. I wasn't even do a video tonight. I was gonna relax, and I heard this and I'm like, what's this fucker saying? So people that don't have as much years in leadership, it's hard to see this shit, dude. It is. And that's why it pisses me off, because there's so many passive aggressive leaders, and it can destroy the morale of a team. Okay. All right. Get in the chat here. Rick said, even when Stidham was at the helm, McDaniels does not call at least a QB sneak on 4th and 1 inside the 2. Townsend Heel said, they were a big play on offense or a steady defense away from trying to beating the Bengals, AFC champs last year, despite losing wide receiver 1 and head coach play caller. Jesse, what up, man? Hopefully you're doing good. Garcia, no, he knows what he's saying, bro. This dude is a counselor, and like people of backgrounds like this, they know exactly what they're saying. They do it, and they do this beat around the bush method specifically for a reason, man. Yeah, I hope to God they don't get Tom Brady either, dude. But like everything I'm seeing from this video, them not committing to Josh Jacobs and just saying we want players like a Josh Jacobs really fucking worries me. Yeah, Rick, I'm waiting for this fucking nightmare to be over too, dude. Raider Nug, what up? He said, it's to see that they haven't re-signed JJ during the season. We haven't seen anything much from the other guys, so JJ has to be the answer. I mean, they should sign him. I don't know if that's your thinking, but like, I don't know how you don't fucking sign him. Raider Nug said, Brady is good for taking a team-friendly deals. He most likely do it again, knowing the needs of the team. I don't know. I hope you're right. I've thought about it. At first, I thought he would, but I mean, all these guys want to get paid, man. Brady fucked us in the Tuck game. He's going to fuck us again and want like 35, 40 mil, I bet. So I don't know. We'll see. Townsend said, I know, Rick, they should focus on Brady or shouldn't focus on Brady. They should keep Stidham, draft a QB at some point in the draft, use the money for Jacobs and fill in big gaps on defense. Facts. This might be the best fucking comment of the night right there. I agree with you 110% right there. Great comment. What up, Raider 7528? I'm just fired up with this Dave Zeigler interview he got done and it got posted. So I was kind of doing my live reaction. Leave Brady right where he's at. Yeah, dude. I mean, dude, I think we could win without Brady. Like, honestly, guys, I'd rather fucking Stidham, like, find a way to be put the coaching staff in a tough position where Raider Nation will not accept Tom Brady. We bring Stidham back and we draft another quarterback behind him. That's the best situation for us. You know, maybe if we really want to win, like now, maybe you get a Brady, but it has to be a really fucking cheap deal, dude. As much as I fucking hate him, dude, like 15, 20 mil max. So, you know, and then if we got to pay him 30, 35 mil, there's no way they're going to keep Jacobs. They just won't, dude. There won't be enough money. So, like, there's no way I'd fucking do it for that. Jesse said, Tom Brady will make sure Josh gets paid for the price of Derek, and you get Tom and Josh Jacobs. Brady just need 2 years tops. Yeah, if they were to get Brady, I'd say it'd be like probably more like a 2-year deal versus just a 1 year. Oh no, what up? He said there's so many youngsters in the draft. Zeigler's ain't crap. Fucking loser. I'm feeling that way, man. I'm feeling it. Town said, look at your critical fraud head coach. See what he did to the Broncos. See what he did to the Colts. Zeigler and McDaniels are both beneficiaries of Belichick and Brady, not the other way around. Yeah, I mean, there's no proof otherwise as of now. It could change. That could change, but as of now, that's, you know, the only proof that there is. So that Brady and Belichick made both of them. So not the other way around. Rick said, just thought TB wearing silver and black makes my skin crawl. Yeah, me too, dude. Yep. Brandon said, bro, I'm not buying any more Raider gear until I get back from them what I put in. Not from the players, for the fucking organization. I'd say if we sign Jacobs, it'd probably be like good to go get a Jacobs or Adams jersey, but that's just me. Yeah, it makes me want to vomit too, man. We do need defense. Jim Harbaugh is the right coach for the Raiders. Dude, he has that Raider mentality. I don't know if he can win the hearts and minds of players, but he can definitely stick a foot in somebody's fucking ass. That's who should have been our coach, but Jesse said that comes in a draft and free agency. Townsend, Heel. I'm just going to say Garcia said the coach needs to get fired. Gruden was too old-fashioned. He was, man. I mean, his play calling was old-fashioned, but he was a Raider, man. Brandon said, I agree. Jim Harbaugh should have been our coach. Gruden got fucking railroaded, and McDonald's, the clown, is doing the same thing he did in Denver. It's looking like a mere replay. Raider Nug said, I think we need more solid O-line, better defense, and they can win with Stidham. Tomorrow will tell us about how offseason will go. Yeah. But, I mean, if McDaniels really wants Brady, he's not going to want fucking Stidham to do good tomorrow, as much as I hate to say it. Thank you, Rick. Yeah, hit the thumbs up. Please subscribe. Townsend said, Jesse, I know where the players come from. We still don't want or need Brady. Ryan Miller said, we're going to end up with Brady or Jimmy G, and don't be surprised if they shit can Graham, find a way to hire Matt Patricia to run the defense. I mean, Matt Patricia's a good play caller, but I don't know, man. It's like every time you get a new offensive or defensive coordinator, they fucking filter through all the players to get their own players, and then Brandon said every year we got better under Gruden. True. But even Gruden at the end of one of his seasons, I have the sound clip. He said, 7-9 wasn't good enough. Statistically, it was a better year. But it was like kind of, it was another fluff thing. All these guys fucking, do that. Gruden just did it less, I think, than other guys. Yeah. Carr brought in D. Adams. I mean, he was the start of it, I guess you could say. Yeah, like Happy Gilmore, old wrinkly balls. Just said, if you know football so much, you don't think Dave Zeigler knows more than you? I mean, this dude has been like, that's kind of like, how can I say this without getting personal? All right, so Zeigler, first of all, has never been a GM. Okay, he was with the Patriots for a while, but it's not like he's been in the NFL 20, 30, 40 years, man. If you look at his background and shit, man, like he was doing like TV shows for the fuck is that? Law and Order. I think he did one with the Sopranos. Was doing like counselor shit. So like, dude, this dude has not dedicated his life to fucking football, dude. So let's not get it fucking twisted. Like this guy is like the next fucking greatest coming of fucking Vince Lombardi, dude. You know what I mean? Ono said, and you could be right. Ono said, McDaniels wants to run the Raiders like the Patriots. It won't work. I don't think any coach or GM can come in here and expect to run this fucking organization like the Patriots or any other team. It's completely fucking different. Yeah, you can draft the same and like do that, but you got to like handle this shit fucking better, man. Josh McDonald's, the clown, calling halfback options. Rick said, Jesse, what have they done without Tom Brady? That's right. Absolutely nothing. And that's facts. Yeah. What's his name? Brought in the playoffs, but yeah, they didn't like really do shit. Brandon said, how you calling halfback passes? Just come back to the field with a broken fucking finger. Yeah, that was horseshit. Like, I don't know. The only thing I could say, not to like have the coach's back, but maybe he's just like didn't realize it or such a fucking idiot that. But yeah, you got to be a complete moron to like your first play back when your like running back has like a dislocated or broken finger to make it a pass play. I mean, that's pretty fucking stupid. Jesse said that's exactly why they're making all the changes. Yeah, but that wasn't what we were told, man. Don't get it fucking twisted, guys. Do not get this shit fucking twisted. These motherfuckers said this shit was not a rebuild, right? They didn't say rebuild. They didn't say reload. They didn't say reconstruct. They said, like, we're still in a win now mode, and there's some great pieces to grow off of or whatever. So, so Jerry said, DC4 to take 20 million, pay JJ and defense, we'll win next year. And we could. But I think the bridge has been burned with Derek Carr. I don't think that. I mean, I was a big supporter of that for like 3 years. Okay, I think that we've unfortunately, or whatever, however someone wants to look at it, I think we've crossed that bridge, moved on. I think if anything, you'd be better off keeping Stidham on our super pay friendly deal and draft a quarterback high if we're going to go that route. That's just my opinion. Raider Nug said, I hope Stidham balls out and we have him to build around, especially that he already has the trust of the team. Just one game. Yeah, I do too. That defense needs a foot in their ass. Like a good portion of this team needs a fucking foot in their ass. And McDaniel's saying fucking he's not going to flip over tables and stuff, and he shouldn't have to do that to get players fired up. It's ridiculous. But Raider Nation for life. What up? He said, I'll be good with a 2-year 30, 35 mil deal, 15 to 20 a year. Isn't bad. Better the 44 mil for Carr. No, we need to pay a quarterback less than that, dude. We need like 15, 20 mil, bro. For what we need on this team to win. And I'm talking like to win a Super Bowl in Vegas next year, which is a long shot, but that's how I'm looking at it. 2 rings. What up? He said, it feels like Brady has always been our piece of shit dad, but now he wants to be back in our as our father. It's pretty funny. Rick said, again, they have not done anything to prove, Jack. Only reason they won Super Bowls is because of Brady. I mean, yeah. I mean, nobody can dispute what you just said because that's the facts, dude. They haven't proven shit, okay? And they didn't take, as you've seen in the interview, they didn't take no fucking accountability. You know, where's the accountability? That's what I want to know. I would like, I want to hear a GM in there like, hey, this was not good enough. I need to do better. Our scouting crew needs to do better. Like, we should have never fucking hired Chandler Jones, right? Like, where's that fucking self-accountability? Because I ain't seeing none of it. Yeah, please subscribe, hit the like. Appreciate it, guys. Raider Nug said, DC's not the answer going forward. He has to go in order to take the next level. And I'm ready to move on from that too, man. I mean, when Carr got the contract extension, that was his chance to do the fucking pay cut, dude. And that's why I was saying it leading up to that year before they gave him the contract extension. I said it years prior, guys, that Carr needs to take a fucking pay cut. And Carr got interviewed. I could find the soundbite if you guys really want, but Carr got interviewed and he's like, when he got that contract extension right before this year, and Derek Carr was like, some people want me to take a pay cut, but let me you take a pay cut at your job or whatever. My job ain't paying me $25 million a year. He was making $25 million a year. Like, it's fucking crazy, guys. It's fucking crazy. There needs to be self-accountability everywhere on this fucking team. If we want to win, everybody has to be held accountable. Ain't no fucking freebies. I'm not pro Carr. I'm not anti-Carr. I'm not pro fucking McDonald. I'm not anti fucking McDaniels. Same with fucking Zeigler. All these guys need to fucking step up to the plate and stop this horse shit, beat around the bush, passive aggressive fucking bullshit, man. Get us to the next level and stop this fucking pussy ass fucking pussyfoot shit. Brandon said, Jim would be great for us. He has a Gruden in him. Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. That's what I wanted last year. Oh no, so the Patriot way is only as good when Belichick is head coach. And I mean, I was excited when we got McDaniels because I thought the play calling would be really great, and it hasn't been that great. It's been okay, but not great. Okay at times. Sorry, okay at times, and not so good at other times. I'm finally Zeigler and McDaniel stop. I like his drafting so far. Yeah, but it has to be more than just drafting, guys. It has to be more than just drafting. This is the leadership of the organization, guys, right? That's how I'm looking at this. I have high expectations when Derek Carr is getting paid like he is. I have high expectations when the guys at the helm are going to lead this organization or make this organization completely fucking fail. So, Zeigler had an opportunity to take responsibility for the season and self-accountability. And he also had the opportunity to make a better commitment to Josh Jacobs, other than just saying, like, he gave Josh Jacobs compliments, right? A lot of compliments, but he said he wants guys like Josh Jacobs. He never said like, yeah, he did great. We're hoping to sign him. Really hope he's a Raider next year. We're going to do everything we can to bring him back. He lowballed expectations is what he fucking did. He did that shit on purpose. Trust me, this guy ain't fucking dumb, dude. Just look at every coach left the Patriots where they end up. Yep. And they could end up being successful, but this shit, like this interview, like this is not good, man. Brandon said, Stidham did the same thing we did all year, bro. Be good enough to lose Jimmy hands off trash. I don't want Jimmy G either. Stidham played better than Derek Carr, though. Let's not get it fucking twisted. Stidham had a better game, first start of his career, than Derek Carr had over the last year and a half. So not only did Stidham have a better game than all of Derek Carr this year, but this year and half of last year. You have to go back to week 12 last year against the Cowboys to even get close to a game where Derek Carr had the game that Stidham had. So don't get it fucking twisted that, like, you know what I mean? That Stidham didn't ball out and like Derek Carr was doing good the whole time either. So, or however people want to look at it. It's kind of whatever. Patriots backbone was always the defense, and Brady was the icing on the cake. Of course, Brady's the GOAT. Doesn't mean we need him or want him now. Don't get it twisted. That's what I'm saying. I'm frustrated too. We're all frustrated, man. The season's ending, and like for there to be no accountability, like fuck, man. Like that's what pisses me off, guys. Like if McDaniels comes here and does like his end of year review, and it's like, hey, I didn't do a good enough job with Derek Carr. Developing Derek Carr. I didn't do a good enough job with this team. And if he just passed the buck and says it's about execution, that lets you know his fucking true colors. And that's going to piss me off even more than this shit's pissing me off right now. Raider Nug, since Stidham had his best performance of any QB against the Niners all season, DC would have folded the first half. Yeah, that's a fact. Yep, that's what I'm saying, dude. We were told this was a naughty rebuild. That's right, Hardcore. That's right. I don't know how far behind I am. Let me see. 8:46. All right. Try to get caught up here. Our GM ain't shit, but another motherfucker, he ain't no Gruden grinder. Facts. Stidham doesn't have anything to lose. He's never going to be a starter. Nowhere. I mean, we don't know that, bro. I mean, dude, that's like, I don't know what to compare that with, but, Tom Brady was like a 5th or 6th round pick, dude. You got to think, dude. Like, I'm not saying he is or isn't, but you got to think. Stidham, like, I don't know what the exact injury was, but he got his back fucked up and he had to get surgery on his back and he was out for like a year and a half, dude. So Stidham couldn't even be like playing football for a year and a half. So we really don't know what we have or don't have in Stidham, and nobody does. He was MIA for a year and a half, man. So, I mean, you can't say you fucking know that. Nobody even there's tons of guys that nobody thought would be anything. I was one of the few supporters that wanted fucking, so fired up. I can't fucking think right now. JB, what up? Raiders are different, bro. We are attitude and we play with malice. Facts. It's not Brady. It's the Patriots system led by Belichick or whatever. Tom Brady did win a Super Bowl without Belichick. That is true. Raider Nug said, this is exactly why they put on the contract. They gave him a chance in their system and he blew it. He did. I think they all blew it, though. I mean, they all need to be fucking held accountable, guys. And BB is not won a squat since Brady left. Townsend said, yeah, man, Carr should have taken a pay cut. He always said he was going to, and it was never about money. But once he showed that that wasn't true, I knew we weren't going to get to the next level. Yeah, because when you sign a quarterback that kind of money, and he was the highest paid on his first contract in 2017, he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL, and it just cripples your team unless you have everything already in place or like drafting well and shit to where so you can get guys for cheap to where you just won't get to the next level. And obviously we failed in drafting as well, but it just, you're not going to have the money to go get the guys you need. Shout out to Cleo Mack. That's why we couldn't sign Cleo Mack. I know everybody gets it twisted or whatever, but that's the facts, man. So he could have taken a pay cut. He didn't. Brandon said, bro, I would love to keep DC, but if not, keep Stidham, draft defense, let's fucking go. But truthfully, Josh McDonald's, the clown, is such a bitch. Yeah, dude. That's how I'm feeling. If you don't take fucking any accountability for this shit, I'm feeling that like 100, bro. Edward said, Harbaugh ain't coming to the Raiders. McDaniels ain't going anywhere. He's probably not, but we can all hope and wish, I guess. Appreciate you, Brandon, dude. Love you too, man. Love everybody in the chat. Much respect, everybody. Please subscribe, hit the like button. I'm going to give away a Devontae Adams jersey here in 2 weeks. I'm waiting until the season ends, and then we'll do a show. I'll do a pre-show to give you guys details on how to win that. So make sure you guys turn your notifications on, all that bullshit. So Towns said TB went to the best defense of with the most offensive line and weapons in the Bucs. Then when Sue signed, I knew the Bucs were going to win that Super Bowl. Yeah, dude, they had a lot of pieces in place. Brandon said, I'm going to say this. I believe he was sabotaged. He could have been, man. He could have been. There's definitely I think there's some truth in that. But even if Carr was sabotaged, like the interceptions and shit, that's on Carr. Like there's no excuse any of us could find, even if we're of that theory where like McDaniels purposely tanked to get rid of Carr or whatever. None of that excuses the interceptions and the bad throws from Derek Carr. Derek Carr did that to himself. So nevertheless, Derek Carr had opportunities that he completely failed on as well. So Rick said, the fact that Belichick has not won anything as a head coach without Tom Brady. That's true. Red Nation for Life said, I'm with you. We need to see more than just improvement next year. If not, they can both get the fuck out of here. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because like I'm saying, guys, like if there's no accountability and he's setting the expectations for next year so fucking low, man. This shit's crazy. They just want to make a better improvement. So if we win 7 games, that's a success because that's better than this year. I mean, these guys are fucking crazy, man. What's up, Jesse? He said, Zeigler is a Patriot bitch, just like McDonald's clown. Fuck the bullshit. Mark Davis included. Al Davis is pissed even when he's gone. Hell yeah. Yeah, Mark Davis be rolling his grave right now, bro. Especially this fucking GM that has no accountability, or this coach that's taking no fucking self-accountability. Townsend said, the thing that concerns me with Zeigler and McDaniels are former Patriots. They don't like paying big bucks for anyone, especially the running backs. That's a fact, man. But they don't understand what it means to be a fucking Raider, right? Let's not get it twisted, man. Josh Jacobs is a Raider. He understands what it means to be a Raider. This GM and our coach does not. Now, they could grow into it and learn what it means to be a Raider, but so far, they don't know what it means to be a Raider. And Raider fans, we ain't changing, dude. We've been bleeding with this shit, dealing with this fucking pain for, my entire life, 40 years. But 20 plus years since Gruden's first stint has been absolutely fucking terrible. So Ricardo said, and the fans won't have it because we have lost for so long. We expect more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. And you got Devontae Adams. You got a chance to keep Jacobs. Expectations are higher. We should not, as a fan base, we should not lower our expectations to commitment to mediocrity fucking bullshit. I don't care how this cocksucker is swinging this shit to brainwash people with this fucking passive aggressive bullshit. So we are like, have low expectations. So oh, you win 7-8 games. We're good, guys. We're good. 2 thumbs up. No, fuck that shit. We were told we were going to win now, and it was not a rebuild, okay? Not only are we not winning now, but it's a full-blown fucking rebuild. Full-blown. You don't get rid of Adams. I'm so fucking frustrated right now. I can't even think straight. Adams, the Leatherwood, or Jacobs, or not. Abrams. They've gotten rid of so many fucking players. That's how fucked this is. They've gotten rid of so many guys. Like I like my brain is like melting from trying to fucking remember everybody they've gotten rid of. So Brandon said, truthfully, I'm pro Carr due to the fact that he has been the only constant bright spot in organization 9 years. Yeah, he has. But dude, go check out. I did a fair analysis of Derek Carr I said the name of the title of my videos is Did Derek Carr ever earn his contract? Go watch it. I'm not as fired up as I am now. Like solo, try to be fair on both sides. Go watch that video, and then you have your own opinion. Okay, the facts are there in that video, and you can say or think or do whatever you want to do. You can't pay a top quarterback money like that and expect to have enough money. Like, so say like people that are like, oh, our defense has sucked for 9 seasons when Derek Carr has been our quarterback. Well, it's like it's an oxymoron, guys. It's like no fucking shit. Our defense has sucked. When you pay your quarterback that kind of fucking money, you are not going to have the money to pay somebody like a Khalil Mack or to get top talent. And when you suck, right? When your record isn't good, players don't want to come to a sucky organization unless you overpay them. So when you're paying your quarterback top quarterback money, you do not have the money to pay the rest of the team. So the rest of your team suffers, right? Especially with bad drafts, but the rest of your team suffers because you don't have enough money to go pay them because you're paying your quarterback. It's a cause and effect. So he's the only constant? Yes. The other constant was that we paid him. He was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL when we paid him. So I'm not going to get back into it. I don't even want to fucking talk about Derek Carr, guys. He's fucking gone. I'm ready to move forward, dude. He can go do whatever the fuck he wants to do. It wasn't a team-friendly deal. I've said it over and over again. It was only team-friendly to Derek Carr. He never earned his contract. The contract was only friendly to Derek Carr. Okay, he made $135 million off the Raiders. $135 million off the Raiders and his contract. And when he got that contract in 2017, he never earned that motherfucker, guys. Okay, so the production wasn't there. It wasn't good enough. He should not be in like the 10, 12, or 15 range for that kind of money. He should have been top 5. He should have been top 5 production quarterbacks in the NFL, and it wasn't there. And it's a team sport, but at some point, you got to put the team on your back, and you got to earn your paycheck. So it is what it is. Everybody likes that saying. It is what it is. Pass the buck, Chuck. No fucking accountability. I'm calling bullshit. If it was a team-friendly deal, it would have been a pay cut, and then we could have got the talent we fucking needed. He didn't do that. So fuck him. He's gone. I don't fucking care. I mean, I wish him the best at the same time, but it's just like, I'm fucking over it, dude. You got to be real, man. Anybody, not you necessarily. I'm saying anybody, you got to be real. Like, look at all the facts, all the data, and make your own fucking analysis, man. Wasn't good enough. He got paid too much. He never fucking earned it. So that's just the facts. Stidham got McDaniel's playbook that he's had for 4 years and still lost his job to a rookie QB. Sad shit. Stidham got hurt, dude, for a year and a half. So, like, I'm not going to fucking repeat it, dude. Go look it up. Do some research. Make a timeline. Put on a fucking piece of paper, bro. So, come next season, if they fail again, they can't point the finger at DC anymore, and they are on the clock to deliver a winning season and a playoff appearance. Yep. Facts, man. Brady was the very last pick of 2000 draft. No, he was like 5th round or 6th round. All right, Raider Nug. See you, bro. Have a good night. I'm like 10 minutes behind. Appreciate it. Thank you, Townsend. Thanks for Raider Nug for tuning in and thanks for being a moderator as well. Video Raider said car wreck should have let go 3 years ago. I'm so glad he left. I'd rather lose with a rookie than garbage. 9 years, no Super Bowls. Next QB up. Brandon said Stidham did the same thing Mariota did, bro. Good enough to lose. It was one game. One game, man. We'll see how tomorrow goes. Guys will sign for less if they're winning, but won't if the team is losing. Facts. Yep. Absolutely. Ricardo said they're so used to the Patriot way, blinding their fans in New England because they were winning, but they forget we're Raider fans and we want to win. You can't pull this kind of shit on us Raider fans. Yeah, no, that's a fact. That might be the best fucking comment of the night because, like, most of us aren't fake. Most of us are blue collar, like, motherfuckers, man. Most of us, like, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us at least, Like, like you can't fool us, man. Like we've been down this fucking rodeo and we've been down this ship before, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you might be able to fool a lot of other dumbass fucking football fans, but a lot of us at Raider Nation, we're not fucking stupid. And these guys are thinking they can pull this stupid ass card with Raider Nation, and Raider Nation going to call their fucking bullshit on it. I see it a mile away. So facts, man. Good comment. Jesse said Raider Nation is pissed. Players are pissed. We're the Raiders, not the fake ass Patriots. Sick of this bullshit. Nobody wants to be a Patriot. Facts. That's a great comment as well. That's what I'm saying, dude. For them to release, dude, think about it. Raiders just released this video with Dave Zeigler. The night before our fucking game happens. Why couldn't they waited till Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? They're trying to do damage control, guys, because they know we're fucking pissed. And they know this stadium is probably going to be mostly Chief fans, just like the week prior. So, fucking tired of that. Hell yeah. Yeah, Jerry's wife won the last time Adams jersey giveaway I did. The Trench just said, I'm done talking about Carr. He's gone. Some people are mad. Some are happy. We need to move on. Unite as one again behind whoever is QB next year. That's where I want to get at. I'm not saying I'm there yet. I want to move on and just fucking look to the future. And I know some people are still pissed and tired of it. I'm tired of us fighting each other too. I'm gonna try to do better moving forward, but I'm still pissed about this fucking interview Zeigler just came out and did without them taking enough accountability. So Garcia said, why did the coach bench Carr? And then and she what the fuck? You've been playing the game that is a bum. I'm mad when he did not to him. It's a broken up English, buddy. Yeah, they do got to rebuild the defense. All right, I'm going to try to get through some of these comments so I can get caught up because I'm like about 10 minutes behind. 24 is the most he's had. He's still top 10 touchdown, top 12 points. Tay broke Tim Brown's record. I mean, DC ain't the problem, bro. We seen him last year. I'm gonna break down a video at some point if Derek Carr is the best Raiders best quarterback ever. So we'll see, man. I'm gonna look when I analyze it, I'm gonna look at it from a fair evaluation to see. So, but to your comment, I mean, he did help Tay break Tim Brown's record. So, we should give Derek Carr some respect for that. So, you know, I'll agree with that part. You know, so Jesse said, everyone is pissed and the lies are all true. They gave DC a fake contract to bring Adams here. Lucky Adams has been a Raider fan since he was a kid. Yeah, I mean, the situation with Carr was never going to end well. They definitely did him dirty. I feel like, you know, but the Band-Aid had to be pulled off. And no matter when you pulled the Band-Aid off, it was going to be fucking painful. They just made it extra painful, I think, or whatever. Made a financial decision for their interest, which I don't know. It's just, I guess they had to do what they had to do, but I don't know. He said, did the contract say he had to do it with all the bullshit he's faced? Video Raider said, nice guys end up last. Shout out to you, man. Players wanted to come under Gruden. A look at last year. 2016, he was MVP, bro, period. He doesn't get hurt, we'd probably win a bowl. Yeah, but I mean, it was his best year, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That was Derek Carr's best year. But I mean, after that, after he got paid his money, it was mediocre to maybe a barely above average at best, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's a production-based business, bro. He was the highest paid quarterback. You go back, watch the Derek Carr video. I'm fair. I'm not fired up in it. The video is called, Did Derek Carr Ever Earn His Contract? So You can go there, watch that, and then have your own analysis of it, dude. Or not. You can stay with a one-minded view and not look at everything. That's fine too. I mean, I don't care, to be honest with you, man. I just want to win. At the end of the day, we all want to fucking win, right? This fire, this fucking pure passion is from fucking losing, guys. Losing, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I'm not going to accept mediocrity. I'm never going to be a Raider fan where, oh, yay, we got another high draft pick. Whoop-de fucking do, right? We've had high draft picks like so much of the time for the last 20 years, and we've done nothing with them. Nothing with them. Anybody in Raider Nation name a top 10 draft pick that turned out to be worth a shit? I mean, fuck, maybe Henry Ruggs would have worked out, but that shit went south. So, I mean, none of us can say that tanking for a high draft pick worked out for the Raiders because it didn't. None of the high draft picks. Josh Jacobs was the first round, but that wasn't like a high draft pick. That was like 24th overall or 21st overall or some shit. So, I don't give a fuck about high draft picks. I want to fucking win. I mean, I'm over it. How do I feel about DC last year? Dude, I ended the year saying the same shit that I'm saying this year. Not good enough. Not good enough. I mean, he did good, but it wasn't good enough, man. We didn't win a playoff game. We did not win a fucking playoff game. So, like, I ain't giving, I'm not one of those guys where, like, you get a trophy, you get a fucking trophy. We all get participation trophies. I'm not in that fucking camp, bro. I ain't one of these young camps that fucking think everybody should get bear hugs and fucking kisses for showing up and doing their fucking job. It's like you clock in, you get paid to do your job, you do your fucking job. And if you don't, then fucking kick rocks, get the fuck out of here. That's how I feel about life in general, man. Like, you got to go out and you got to earn yours. Ain't nobody going to come out and like hand you a check for fucking being a good Samaritan. Like, name anybody in the world that's going to give you like $1 million check because they want to be fucking nice, man. That ain't fucking reality, right? So I don't give participation trophies out. You know what works? Busting your ass, grinding like a motherfucker, and outworking the other motherfucker either above you, below you, or next to you, or whoever your competition is. That's what works. That's what I've done my whole life. And that's the only way I've ever succeeded. I will outwork you, motherfucker. I don't care if you're bigger than me. I don't care if you're smaller than me. I don't care. Like, I will fucking find a way to outwork you and to elevate myself to the next fucking level. And if you don't have that mentality, then guess what? There's predators in the world and there's prey in the world. And there's way less predators than there are fucking prey. And I ain't going to be a prey, man. I'm always going to be a fucking predator, right? I ain't gonna let this world fucking take advantage of me and stomp all over me, right? Because the people that do, that's how you don't succeed in life. You got to be like, I'm not saying like walk all over people, but you got to be hungry and you got to go get it. Nobody's gonna hand you a fucking participation trophy for coming to work and looking fucking pretty, right? You got to fucking earn it. And you know what? That same goes for football. Same goes with our quarterback and Derek Carr. And it wasn't good enough, dude. No matter how you slice and dice it for someone to try to fit their narrative or whatever, bro. It just it's just time to move on, man. Carr made his, right? He made 135 mil from the Raiders. Time to move on. He can go be him. I say we release him, man. I say we just straight up release Derek Carr. Let's pull the Band-Aid all the way off, release him. I don't give a fuck about the draft pick. Let Carr go wherever the fuck he wants to go. He can have his selection of 31 other teams and figure out whatever he wants to do and wherever he wants to go. And, let him be him, man. So Brandon said, you from San Ho, and at every home game during first Gruden era, because I fucking love my team, this fucking organization has gone from sugar 10-7 to shit in 1 year. Yeah, well, we also seen us go from the year Carr got hurt to, I'd have to look it up, but we did dog shit in 2017, right? So we've seen this before, right? And both years were years that Carr got a contract extension. So, you're gonna keep it a buck, man, not a half buck. So every time Raiders make playoffs, they rebuild. Jesse said, Carr has been the Raiders QB longer than any other Raiders QB. People can talk all the shit they want. Carr hasn't been the big problem. Defense coaching is all trash. Yeah. I mean, there's some facts in that, but like, name any quarterback that's been in the NFL with the same team for 9 years, bro. Name any quarterback that's been at the same team for 9 years that kept him for mediocre play. Maybe Tom Brady, maybe Peyton Manning with the Colts, maybe Drew Brees with the Saints, Phillip Rivers. So not too often you're going to find maybe Aaron Rodgers. You're not going to find too many quarterbacks that their team lets them be with them that long and not win a playoff game or anything, dude. So, and it's not all on Carr, but at the same time, you're going to pay somebody that kind of money. Production has to be better. Twy B said, no, he did not. Never performed to the contract, and that is why he is gone. Facts. Carr also balled out last year of his contract in 2016. That was last year of his contract. Got a contract extension and then sucked. He also balled out in 2021, last year of his contract, and then balled out and then got a contract extension and then sucked. So those are just the facts, man. No matter how you want to slice and dice it, man. I mean, at some point, people got to be real and just be honest with themselves, man. I mean, at this point, it's just like, you know, I'm tired of saying it, dude. You know, so, you know, if people want to support Carr, dude, that's fine, dude. I mean, I wish him the best. He's a great guy. I think he's a good to average quarterback that has potential to be great. But I don't believe in overpaying any quarterback that kind of money. This has always been my philosophy, man, whether it's Derek Carr or any quarterback. Don't get it twisted. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I don't want Lamar Jackson. You know, like, I don't want any quarterback that's $40-50 million a year. Like, I've been consistent on that take. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just not at a point where we can pay a quarterback that kind of money. We can't even really afford to pay a quarterback 30-35 mil, no matter who it is. Even if it was like fucking Patrick Mahomes, dude. Our defense needs so much help, dude. Like, we gotta pay a quarterback 20-25 mil. We got to figure out a way to we're not paying like a cent more than 25 mil, preferably 20 mil, dude. This team, there's just too many holes on the defense and offensive line to do anything else right now. Look at the, like, people that are pro Carr, whatever, against Carr. Like, do me a favor. Look at the roster. Look at the money that's available. Look what contracts average and go for. If you do, like I did that. Okay. If you do that, then you'll realize what I'm saying and why I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not just pulling a rabbit out of my fucking ass, dude. I'm like saying it for a specific reason. I've looked at it, and because I knew the situation we were in and going to be in, and it's fucked. I knew we were going to hit a fucking rebuild mode. There's no other way about it. I knew either, like, if we kept Carr, we were going to be screwed on defense, or if we get rid of Carr, like, it's still a partial rebuild at minimum, a partial rebuild. And they lied to us. That's why I'm pissed off. And then they're not taking accountability that they lied to us, or that what they did was not good enough. Townsend said, assessment of DC is mediocre, pocket passer with twinkle toes, pocket starts to collapse. He's mediocre to above average. Facts. Raiders till I die. Yep. That's where I'm at, dude. I just want to fucking win, man. I'm so tired, dude. So essentially saying in the first round, I don't want a draft pick. Release him, dude. Let him go on his own. He can pick where he wants to go. And then, you know, no beef, no harm, no foul. He can go make his money. I don't give a fuck if he makes 100. I don't care if he makes $300 million his next contract. I don't care if he makes $100 million a year. He can release him. He can go wherever he wants, make the decision that's best for him and his family, and so be it. You know what I mean? So Jesse said, everything I post is old school Al Davis. It is what it is, silver and black. That's what I'm saying, dude. Town said, I want to see a badass defense again. We need motherfuckers in the middle putting pressure on 4-man rush. Yep. You gotta have a good defense. But you can't have a good defense if you're gonna overpay your quarterback, guys. This goes for any team. It's going to catch up to the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, it will catch up to them. Mark my fucking words. 2 to 3 years max, the Chiefs are going to suffer from Patrick Mahomes' contract. And whoever signs Lamar Jackson will be in the same boat. Fucking hot take, dude. Not bullshitting. Patrick Mahomes is an elite, great player. You pay guys that kind of money, it catches up to your team. That's what happened to the Broncos after the Manning era, dude. They had to pay so much money to him, and they essentially leveraged future growth for immediate success. So long-term growth, they sacrificed for immediate success. That's how they went to the Super Bowl. And then that's why they've suffered. And now they got, Russell Wilson with a big contract, and a lot of Bronco fans are all pissed about that contract, which is pretty funny. And they're stuck with him for, what is it, like 5 or 7 years or some crazy shit. So, yeah, and Carr will start somewhere. A breath of fresh air will probably be better to him too, guys. So that's the other thing, man. Let Carr move on to something that's better for him, dude. Get out of this toxic fucking organization, man. Yeah, that's right. Produce, and if you don't, go home, kick rocks. Facts, man. Ricardo said, I feel you, brother. Pissed me off too. Got to see what happens. Hope better outcome finally, and we can complete Raider Nation again. That's right. It's gonna happen. These guys, in order for it to happen, here's what needs to happen. I'll tell you guys what needs to happen. And this is deeper than just like draft picks and we got to get this guy in free agency or that guy in free agency. This coach and general manager has to learn and understand what it means to be a Raider. They haven't gotten it yet. They think they do. They don't understand Raider Nation. That's a huge fucking thing. They do not understand Raider Nation and what we've been through. When McDaniels goes on and like, oh, the Tuck game, it was a fumble. It was a fumble. If I say it's a fumble, is that okay? Fucking retard. No, dude. Like, you don't like it's one thing to say it and like joke about it and just try to brush it off. It's another thing to fucking get it. It's another thing to know what the pain was in our hearts and the real fucking Raider Nation when the Tuck game happened and what the fuck that did to our franchise. What it did to the players, our entire organization. Our coach got shit canned because of that fucking game. So no, they don't fucking get it. They don't know what we've been through, and they don't know what it means to be a fucking Raider. Now, can they learn what it means to be a Raider? Yes. Have they? No. Will they? I don't fucking know, but I hope so, and I hope they get this shit real fucking quick. Because this damage control fucking interview by Dave Zeigler shows like, you know what this shows, guys? Not to keep going over it. It's an act of desperation. It's an act of desperation. There's no reason for them to release this video the day before we play a fucking football game. It does nothing to these players that are like here right now, or maybe even their futures, whether they stay or they go somewhere else. It's literally, it's like a cat clawing to get out, clawing at the window or something, right? Like that's what that video was. This makes us look desperate as hell. That's how I see it. That video was not done at a position of strength. That video was done at a position of fucking weakness and desperation. And anybody that's fucking, got half a fucking head on their shoulders and their head not up their ass can fucking see it. You don't got to be an Einstein to fucking see it. Otis said he got paid number 1 QB to play like number 119 QB. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. I mean, that's why I did the video on it. I mean, to show it and to do a fair analysis, and people can have their own fucking opinion. But the facts are the facts. Otherwise, there would have been more production there. So we need to stack our defense first and then the O-line. I agree with that. If we keep Jacobs, yes. That's the direction I'd like to see. Oh, dude, it's like never ending, bro. I can't keep doing the car fucking comments, guys. I can't. I always love what he did for the Raiders. I meant my like farewell video to Derek Carr, but like I just can't do it, guys. I can't like every other word be about fucking Derek Carr. Okay. Find something better to talk about, something more fruitful, because it goes nowhere, man. It's done at this point. Talking about it at this point ain't gonna lead us anywhere. Okay. He's not a quarterback. He's not gonna be our quarterback. Bitching about it, crying about it, fucking any of us being a baby about it ain't gonna change nothing. Nothing is going to fucking change, dude. He's not a quarterback. He's fucking done. He's out. The sooner we mentally, okay, I've prepared for this for years. So that's why it's like I'm less affected. But for me to get to this point, it did take a lot. Okay. It did take a lot for me to get to this point. But the sooner you get to that point, the sooner you can focus to the mission at hand and moving forward. But if you live in the past and you're constantly looking in the past, you'll never know what's in front of you because you're looking back there. That's what the Army teaches you. You look forward, you stay mission focused, you drive the fuck on to the next mission. That's how you become successful in life. People that are fucking like don't succeed in life, they're always worried about all this other bullshit that don't matter, and they're looking in the rearview mirror in the past, and they can never focus on the mission at hand. The people that can be successful and have like a higher top or whatever to be successful are the people that get it to a degree where they stay mission focused and they look forward to the next thing. Okay. I'm not saying you got to get over Derek Carr like immediately, but the sooner you can do that, the better off you will be. The better off you will be. That's where I'm at, dude. I'm mission focused. I'm looking at how, where I'm at, I'm looking at how the Raiders can win a Super Bowl next year. And I'm going to have high expectations. We got the Super Bowl in Vegas next year, guys. So my commitment to fucking, mediocrity and all this bullshit, I ain't doing it, man. Like I'm going to hold everybody at a much higher level. So that's all I got to say, man. So Ricardo said, yeah, fuck the high draft pick. What about right draft pick? That's what I'm talking about. Celebrate that. Yeah. We have a chance to go in. I don't know how far behind I am, dude. We have a chance to go in and play these Queefs tomorrow, man. Right? Let's talk about that. You want to talk about something good? Talk about that, man. I mean, we could go in and take away the hopes of the Chiefs being, the first round, the first overall in the NFL. Let's go. Salute, man. So, we can go upset these Queefs tomorrow, guys, right? We can. They have high hopes. They're going to come out with their fucking ass on fire, guys. And they want that number one position in the NFL. They want to have home field advantage in the playoffs. I know there's some things with the because what happened Monday and whatnot with the AFC Championship game maybe being a neutral site. But, like, you guys, we can ruin these motherfuckers, hopes and take their heart and fucking squeeze it in front of them. That's what I want to do. I'm a fucking Raider, okay? I'm a fucking Raider, and I hope you are too. Forget about Derek Carr. Derek Carr, worrying about him, not worrying about him, ain't going to do a shit to win this fucking game tomorrow, okay? Won't do us a damn fucking thing. All that matters is we go out there, we play for 60 minutes till every second ticks off that fucking clock. And if you guys think this game don't matter, you're full of it. Because if you go old school, okay, like some of us older cats here, and we go back to like 1999, so what happened was on January 2nd, year 2000. So right after, there was the 99 season. We played the Chiefs. We hadn't beat them in a long time. We beat the fucking Chiefs. And that when we beat the Chiefs that year, okay, they were trying to make the playoffs that year. And we took away their playoff hopes. Okay. Now I know we can't do that this go around, but us beating the Chiefs that year, like, I feel like that was the game that like propelled us for those playoff runs we did in the following years, as well as the Super Bowl run, going into the Tuck game and all that shit. So we have a chance, right? We've gone, I think it's like 4 or 5 games. We've gone without winning a Chiefs game at this point. We can go break this little, stretch where they have then, and they're dominating us, guys. It's like 74 and like 56 or something. I pulled it up earlier. It's somewhere. I'm not going to pull it up right now, but like we're not even close to this rivalry against the Chiefs. Chiefs have absolutely handed the Raiders their ass. We'll win one game here and there, but the Chiefs constantly, if you look, it's like between 4 or 5 or 6 games in a row, they'll beat the fucking Raiders. So this ain't even a rivalry anymore. Where's the commitment to fucking excellence? Because, losing to these motherfuckers time and time again, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes, whatever. They've handed our ass to us too many fucking times. We need to win this game. Fuck the draft picks. We need to win this game tomorrow. And we need to like have this jettison us to going into the next year, a confidence builder, and going into next year that these guys are going to be hungry and that we end the season on a good note. Nobody wants to be a fucking loser. Nobody wants to lose. I'm tired of losing. I don't want to lose to these motherfuckers. I want to take away their chances of having home field advantage in the playoffs. You guys want the Chiefs to go to another Super Bowl? Do we want the Chiefs to go to another Super Bowl? Well, if we lose to them tomorrow, the chances of them having home field advantage are a lot higher, and the chances of and the more home field advantage they have in the playoffs, the better chance for them to make a Super Bowl run. I don't fucking want that. I hate those motherfuckers. So Raiders need to go out, ball out tomorrow, and win this fucking game. Fernie, what up? He said, I feel like the Raiders were never a team that worried about QB until recently. For years, it was just defense and awesome Hall of Fame running backs. Years of vet journey, men, and won games. I mean, oh, my homie Raider Critique might come in here. Give me a second, guys. Guys, give me a minute. I'm gonna send an email to Raider Critique here. See if he wants to come live with me. All right, almost done, guys. Give me a second. I wasn't even going to go this long, guys, but this press conference with fucking Dave Zeigler really pissed me off, so... And then Al's Ghost, if you want to join too, Critique should be coming in here, I think. Al's Ghost, you want to come in here and say anything? I don't know if Al's Ghost, I don't know if you had a chance to watch the Dave Zeigler interview, but essentially that's how I went live. I went over it earlier. I don't know if you were part of that or whatever. Video Raider said, all I want is beat the Queefs tomorrow. Continue to harass Zeigler. McDaniel, get players that are going to produce Super Bowl ASAP. What's up, Raider Critique? How you doing, man?
What's happening, man? Looked like we went live at the same time, but hey, that's what's up. I've been pretty much preaching the same damn thing over there. We need to beat these Chiefs to go ahead and take the first seed from them because that's pretty much what we're playing for.
Yeah, facts, man. That's what I'm saying. Kind of got into, I don't know. Did you see the Dave Zeigler press conference?
See, I was live when that happened. I didn't even know he was going live. What did he say? What did I miss?
Oh man, I don't know. I went through the whole thing. I did it live on here. I don't know if I'll get flagged or whatever, but
I'll have to go back. It's cool.
Yeah. I kind of break it down as we're watching it, but I don't know, just a bunch of bullshit, man. There's a lot of passive aggressive leadership. I felt like it wasn't enough accountability for the season to the coaching. No real, like he gave Josh Jacobs compliments, but like he didn't really necessarily commit to Josh Jacobs. So that really pissed me off as well. He essentially said like, he wants players like a Josh Jacobs, but never said like they want Josh Jacobs or to keep Josh Jacobs. So all that shit really fucking pissed me off. So I don't know. I don't think I like this guy at all, man. I mean, I've listened to him a few times and it's been hard to like, kind of like, it's like I hear him and he's one of those guys. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard, just like one of those fake motherfuckers, dude, that you can like smell bullshit a mile away. And I just like, I can fucking see it, man.
Well, look at where we got him from. It's just like, and I say the same thing about the coach too. But hey, it's they're Raiders until they're not, right? So, I mean, we'll leave it at that. I know this last game that we played against the Chiefs, we only lost by 1. And, it's going to look different with a new lineup in there. Maybe it's going to give us an edge. But either way, one way or another, we've got a quarterback now who can move around the pocket. He can extend plays, and he doesn't mind getting hit neither. So, and I think he showed that last week.
Yeah. What do you think of this Chiefs game? You got any keys for success? I'm gonna mute or stop my camera, but I'm right here. Okay.
Hey, definitely number one key for success, man. It's going to be our defense versus their offense. And we need to literally shut down the middle and not let them burn us down the middle on the second level. Literally, man. Travis Kelce has been an absolute nightmare for this defense, for this organization, for this franchise for very many years. It would be nice. We're probably not going to be able to stop him, but it would be nice to be able to slow him down and maybe even stop him from getting 4 touchdowns in one game like he did last time they played us. The only thing we can hope for is that the defense steps up, and our linebackers, with us being really short on linebackers, our secondary is going to have to step up to be able to make that happen. And if Amik Robertson happens to be on Kelce, man, it could wind up being a very, very long day. So we really got that. That's like one of the biggest key matchups I'm thinking about. And then offensive line, man, they've been an excellent running. They can block for the run game. So they need to continue to keep doing that, man. And we got to get Josh Jacobs over 100. He put up pretty much the highest total against a number 1 49ers defense with 65 yards rushing last week. And that's really not a very good game for him, but I could definitely expect to see him blow up against this Chiefs defense who has struggled against the run. So, yeah, I mean, those would be my keys. And then just Stidham, man, just be electric, extend plays with your legs, and tuck and run when you need to. You know what I mean? Be accurate with your throws, and hopefully we can come out with a W on Saturday.
Love it. Al's Ghost, man. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Hardcore Critique? What's up, fellas?
What's going on, Al's Ghost, man? It's good to see you, bro.
Good to see you, man. Want to say thanks for that Raider critique patch, dude. It's looking nice on my backpack. It's awesome. Appreciate it, dude.
Hey, hell yeah, man. I'm glad you mentioned that, dude, because everybody who was jumping in my chat, I'm giving everybody one of these patches. All right. It was made, the artwork is made by Digital Press. Where I got the patches made was by Raider Vic, the bad guy down in Atlanta, Georgia. He does have a website where you can order your own patches and also, order a bunch of Raider memorabilia. And that's Vic, the bad guy. He is at badguybadgirl.com. So if you guys want to check him out, man, you can as well with that. But I've been giving away those patches. And every person that I wind up giving those to who wind up coming in my live chats, it's going to put you in a drawing to get one of these Raider coins. And I've got about 6 of these things that I need to give away. And I figure that I might as well go ahead and do it this way since, I'm going to take a ploy off my buddy Hardcore there with his Devontae Adams jersey. I figured that'd probably be the best way to go ahead and give those things away, man. You gave me a hell of an idea. So everybody who comes over to the Raider Critique, man, you come and hang out in the chat. You get one of those patches. If you get one of those patches, you're into a drawing for a Raider Challenge coin. And hey, man, I'm only 4 subs away from 500. I've been here since 09. Why don't you help a brother out, huh? If you ain't subbed yet, go on over there and sub to me.
Yeah, I'm going to put your link in the chat right now. Hey, you guys help Raider Critique out, please, man. He needs like 4 subs to get to 500, man. So do a Raider brother a favor. Go sub to his channel to help him out. He's trying to get to 500. I'd appreciate it if you guys could help him out with that. Let me know if the link works to his I just did the @ one because last time I did the other one didn't work or whatever. But
right.
Or you could type in Raider Critique. But I'd appreciate if you guys help my brother out, dude. If you guys don't know, Raider Critique was kind of like literally like the first dude when I started my channel. I think it was the first video. I don't even know if it's still up here. I'd have to go back and look because I know some got deleted. But Raider Critique was really the first guest I ever had on here. So the vision that we had when we were doing the group shows, or when we do the group shows. Critique was all part of that, guys. So, he does have his own channel and stuff. So, help him out. Please sub to him too. I'd appreciate it. And Al's Ghost, what are you thinking about this Chiefs game, man? You got any good intuition or insight on your opinion of this Chiefs game?
Yeah, guys. I mean, I think it's, even though we're not going to the playoffs, and I've heard some commentators, some like sports columnists say that this is like a meaningless game for the Raiders. I actually think that it means a lot for a number of reasons. I think it's huge. So, number one, I want to see if the last game that Stidham played was just a fluke, right? I want to see if he could replicate that success against another playoff bound team. He obviously showed out really well last Sunday against the Niners, number one ranked defense. And frankly, even though it was on paper at Allegiant Stadium, it was an away game. And I suspect that tomorrow's game is also going to look like an away game, unfortunately. So I want to see him perform again, hopefully at a high level against another playoff caliber team. I think the other reason why it's big is, you never want to go into the off season losing. I think you want to go off into the off season on a high note with a win, so you could have something to build off of, and have something to look forward to in the next for next year. Because what really sucks, guys, is tomorrow's our last game, and we're going like 7 months without football, right? As fans. And I gotta imagine, as a professional football player, that feeling has to suck. Like, hey, you know what? We're sitting on our couches for the rest of January and part of February, and we got to watch the Super Bowl, at home, and we don't get a chance to play in the playoffs. So I think it's important for those reasons, and I just want to see, the team come out and play hard. I think if the team comes out and plays hard, I think it will show that McDaniels, even though he doesn't have the wins to show for it this year, at least was able to get these guys to believe in something. And I'll be the first to say, like, I was a big critic and still am a pretty big critic of McDaniels and some of his play calling and some of his decisions. But if he's able to get these guys to play really hard, not just against the Niners, but then, to close out the season, I think it would show that he's able to bring a locker room together. And then the real quick, like the last reason why I think that this is important, if we win, guys, we're 4-2 in the AFC West, which I think is huge. It would have meant that we swept the Donkeys, we split with the Chargers, and we split with the Chiefs. So that's another reason, to go into 2023 with, a sense of optimism, knowing that, hey, we actually came out ahead, 4-2 in the division, which I think is huge. What do you guys think?
Exactly. Ending on a high note would be knocking the Queefs down into the second seed. And that was us that did that to you. You know what I mean? That's exactly how I've always felt about it. I mean, yeah, so the season is lost for us. Hey, it would be better off if the season was pretty much lost for them if they got to play in the first round and wind up being one and done, because they got to wind up facing a team like, I don't know, say the Bengals, who are also wind up getting screwed, who are also pissed off because of what the new NFL rules that they came out with today wound up screwing their team. So yeah, I'd kind of like to see that, to where we go ahead and give them an L, and then they have to wind up facing the Bengals in the playoffs and being one and done. I think that would be a success.
Hell yeah. Well, not to steal my homie Grimy Raider Dave's thunder. I wish he was here right now. And I know I went live without really, I don't know. I wasn't like I said, I wasn't going to go live, and that Dave Zeigler press conference just really fired me up. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going on. But anyways, Raider Dave always says, you always got to like focus on winning in the division. And that's a fact. You know what I mean? And, like I said before, I don't know if you heard it, Raider Critique, but essentially what I was saying in that year, the 99 year. So it was like January 2nd, I think 2000, we had beat the Chiefs after we had lost to them for, it was like 5 or 6 games. It was a long stretch where we went without beating the Chiefs, and then we dominated them. We beat the Chiefs for like a 5 or 6 games after that, and that was, I think something that built momentum. after getting just our ass handed to us by the Chiefs in the late 90s and that era, that I think helped propel us to be a playoff contending team. So if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the Chiefs, as much as we hate them and don't like them, the Chiefs are the best, and if we can take away their hopes, take away their dreams, like Gruden said, like fucking I'm into nightmares. We go in there, we take away their fucking dreams of getting, being first overall seed in the NFL and having that home field advantage. Let's send these motherfuckers to Buffalo. Let's send them to the Bengals or wherever they got to go. Let's do our best to send these motherfuckers on the road. If they want to go Super Bowl, make them not have their home field advantage. Because if we do that, man, they're going to have a tough, tall road ahead of them. And if we can make that shit happen, well then, I'm saying, dude, it's Raiders all fucking day. Travis Kelce, he's a nightmare. We can't stick no short Amik Robertson on Travis Kelce. That shit will not work, Abram was getting smoked by him and shit, They were doing like a bump and run kind of style, hitting him off the line, and that helped. But in the red zone, we were getting smoked our last game. So, maybe Masterson or whatever, that linebacker, I feel like he might have some pass coverage skills. Now, I'm not saying he's good enough to cover a Travis Kelce, but I want to see someone that's got some that's not challenged like height wise, being able to keep up with fucking Travis Kelce, because we've seen years past with like Carl Joseph on fucking Travis Kelce and other guys that just were getting smoked.
Obi Melifonwu,
yeah,
just getting smoked. I mean,
and Devontae Adams is like 57 yards away from hitting 1,500 yards. So Devontae Adams could have 1,500 yards, and Josh Jacobs could have 1,500 yards. We'd be like only the 5th NFL team to have something like that or some shit or some weird stat like that. So that'd be awesome to break. Now it's probably unlikely that Josh Jacobs gets 152 rushing yards, but if somehow Josh Jacobs could ball the fuck out, Josh Jacobs could go and break Marcus Allen's record for most, Raiders season rushing yards in a season. Now, it would be in a 17-game season versus a 16-game season, so it's not exactly a fair comparison, but hey, dude, I'm all about it, man. Let's send Jacobs, dude, out of this motherfucker the right way. He's 160 yards. Josh Jacobs 160 yards ahead as far as like the all-time rushing yards in the NFL right now. Nick Chubb is behind him by 160 yards. But, Jacobs needs at least 50, I would say at least 50 to maybe 80 rushing yards to make sure he locks in that rushing title. I know he's dealing with some injuries and shit, but Josh Jacobs could hold the NFL rushing title to be the leader in the NFL this year for total rushing yards if he gets, I'd say, at least 50 to 80 yards. And if something fucking amazing happen and we just fucking pound the rock all over their ass and Jacobs is healthy enough and has it in him to fucking do it, let's figure out a way to get Josh Jacobs 152 rushing yards. Let's help Josh Jacobs break Marcus Allen's record, man. I really hope, man, that listening to Zeigler, what he said about Jacobs, gave him a lot of compliments, but I didn't hear anything in there that was like a full commitment or like, hey, they're going to go out and try to sign Jacobs. So that part pissed me off. But Jacobs has been the heart and soul behind this team, this Raiders team. There's no way we're winning even this many games without Josh Jacobs this year. And this motherfucker needs to stay a Raider and he needs to go out there and ball out. And let's pound that fucking rock right up their ass.
That's what I'm talking about, man. And honestly, I was kind of hoping to see Britton Brown a little bit this game. I'm not hating on Josh Jacobs. I don't know if I feel like I want to see another Raider break a franchise record who might not be here next year. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not too sold on the front office. All right? They blew a bunch of smoke up our ass. And pretty much they gave us lemons when it came to this year. The play calling's been lackluster, and everything that we didn't think was going to happen has happened. We're finally moving on from Derek Carr after 9 years. It's not like that he wasn't handcuffed with the play calling, but they also gave him everything he wanted to. So, I mean, I can't even really fathom everything that did happen this year, bro. It's been a very up and down roller coaster style season with life and the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? So it's let's just go out here and play spoiler, man, and let's unite the nation like we've been trying to do. There's been a lot of beef out there over this quarterback position, and let's just all realize, man, we need to We need to go behind our quarterback, whoever that may be.
Winning is the best deodorant, critique. That's really what it is. And we
That's
got to
it.
get that. We got to get that W. And, I'm sure you guys are the same as me. It sucks losing. I hate losing more than I love winning, guys. Like, let me say that again. I hate losing more than I love winning. And to go back
Yeah.
to one of your earlier points, critique, I'm not sold on this front office either. You have Dave Ziegler, who's a first time GM, who was an actor on Law and Order and an extra on The Sopranos. And less than 15 years ago, he was a high school guidance counselor. And I
Yeah.
understand that he came up in the pro personnel department, with Bill Belichick and all the New England guys. But he's a first time GM and he's made some first time GM mistakes. Like, first and foremost, signing Chandler Jones to that 3-year, $51 million contract. I mean, I'm not sure why he thought that was a good idea to sign a 31-year-old pass rusher to that kind of a contract. But hey, or drafting 2 running backs in the last draft, right? When we have so many holes on defense and you're not even playing those guys. And I understand JJ's playing, out of his mind, but you're drafting, guys like Zamir White and Britton Brown, and they're not getting any burn. Or you're not drafting enough linebackers to actually have enough on game day when you're going into games with like 3 linebackers. If one of your guys gets injured, I forget the game. It was like a couple games ago. Sam Webb ended up playing linebacker for us, the safety, I think, just because we
Yeah,
didn't have bodies out there.
Mhm.
With
And
Devon Diablo hurt and, Chandler Jones he's hurt now, not living up to his contract. And now Denzel Perryman's down. We literally had 3 linebackers. And then, of course, let's not mention Blake Martinez, who decided to, sell his Pokemon card and then sell his ass up river and retire. I mean, it's been a fucking roller coaster, dude. Like, we couldn't make this fucking shit up.
Yeah, just in terms of like building out the roster, like I don't have confidence in Ziegler, dude. Like,
Well,
even I understand like cutting Alex Leatherwood because he wasn't following the system or anything like that and learning the system, but they didn't even try him out at guard. And we're so weak at guard or just across the offensive line. We've been so thin there that I was shocked that they didn't try him elsewhere. Go ahead, Hardcore.
I was gonna say, if you go back and you look at Ziegler's like press conference, like for the Raiders, maybe he had makeup on. I don't know how they do that shit, to be honest with you guys. But his face didn't nearly look as stressed out as it did this interview he just had, and he's like breaking out and stuff. I don't want to make assumptions, but a lot of times if people are like, having like an acne or whatever outbreak, a lot of stress can do that, So
Yeah.
he's probably definitely stressed out. And I'm telling you, dude, Ziegler does not go out and do an interview like this. And they posted the day before our last game, unless it's like, he's sweating bullets. So the pressure is on him probably from Mark Davis, and good. It fucking should be, but my question I want to ask you guys 2 things. Okay. One, something I'm thinking about here. What does Stidham need to do in this game? Obviously a win, I'd say would be like the first thing. But besides that, what does Stidham need to do to go out there and show, like either prove his worth or prove himself would be my first question. And then 2, if it was by design, if it's by design that Josh McDaniels and Ziegler wants to get Tom Brady to the Raiders next year, what would Stidham need to do this game to maybe, tamper out those fires, or to maybe like, not that he could stop Tom Brady from coming here, but at least to put himself in the conversation to where like, hey, maybe we should take a deeper look at Stidham. What do you guys think he needs to do to cause some more doubt and stuff? Because to me, like, the way I'm looking at it, I want him to ball the fuck out, dude. Like, pass for 400 yards, 450 yards. I mean, that's probably unlikely, but I'm saying if he did do that, okay, then Raider Nation ain't going to be as accepting of Tom Brady. Right now, I think Raider Nation would be accepting of Tom Brady. And maybe he could help us get a ring, maybe, or whatever, possibly, Tom Brady. But that motherfucker's old as fuck. I would rather it be anybody besides Tom Brady. I'm at a point, guys, where I'm like, draft a quarterback, keep Stidham. We'd have so much fucking cash available, dude. Stidham is a free agent after this year. But, I'm just saying, like, I want anybody else but Tom Brady. And you know what? Stidham was hurt for like a year and a half, so like there was a huge portion of his career so far where like he wasn't even out on the field or practicing and shit like that. And I heard earlier that I guess who is it, Snead is hurt or something like that. So the Chiefs are starting like 3 rookie cornerbacks. So there's potential to have a big pass game. But what do you guys think as far as Stidham? What does he need to do as far as maybe throwing his name in the mix for a Raiders quarterback for next year, and not just a backup quarterback? I'm saying.
I think he needs to ball out. But I mean, even if he doesn't ball out, just win, baby. I don't care what you got to do. Just get us the W in this game, and then we can curb this fucking Tom Brady talk. Please win. Oh my God, please win.
Yeah,
Please. I don't want to fucking wear a Tom Brady jersey, man. And I already bet hardcore that if he comes over here, I'll fucking wear one. And that sucks. You have no idea how demeaning that must feel, because it fucking really tears me up. I don't want to see Tom Brady on this team.
And you know what sucks, Critique? He's going to be wearing Ken Stabler's jersey if he comes here, because he'll be wearing number 12. But
look, I'm a firm believer that it's better to beat Tom Brady than to let him come in here and basically get a fucking Super Bowl handed to us, given to us, if you will. Now, last time I checked, I was a motherfucking Raider. I don't like things given to me. Just like fucking what Al said, I don't give a fuck what you're gonna give me. I'm gonna take what I want. You know what I mean? And I want to take it from you. I don't want you to give it to me. And if you fucking put Tom Brady on this team, we're going to start getting all these flags, and we're going to start getting all this favoritism. All right? That's not what the hell it was to be a Raider. It was to rise up against adversity, to be able to face all 3 teams that we see on the field and still come out on top. Hoist that Lombardi trophy against all odds. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like that we're copping out if we go off and get Tom Brady, but it doesn't surprise me if we do, because Mark Davis is a fucking corporate Kool-Aid cocksucker.
Boom.
No, I get what you're saying, Critique. To answer your question, Hardcore, in terms of what I want to see from Stidham, I mean, I'm with you. If the guy could throw for 400 yards, four tuggies, and no interceptions, like that'd be ideal. But in reality, what I want to see from him is what I saw from him last week, which was him running the offense just so fluid, right? In such a smooth fashion, able to extend plays, use his feet, willing to stay in the pocket, take the big hit, and still deliver the strike. If he's able to do that kind of stuff against, a playoff caliber team, a team that has a lot to play for on paper, then I would find that to be super impressive. And as I mentioned, I'm pretty sure because of our record and because it's Las Vegas, it's going to be an away game atmosphere for us. So if he's able to do that against Mahomes, when it gets loud as hell on 3rd down, right? Because it's going to be really loud. I was watching that game on TV, guys, against the Winers, and 3rd down for us was scary. It was loud. So if he could still, quarterback at a high level, similar to last week, and again, just sort of run that offense in just like a very smooth and fluid fashion, I'd be a happy camper. And I think he should get serious consideration at that point to be the starter next year. And I mean, Hardcore knows this, Critique. Like, I've been a car guy, but at this point, I'm all about the shield, right? Whoever is playing under center, whoever is wearing that silver and black on Sunday, Saturday, Thursday, or Monday, that's the guy who I'm rooting for. And I got to root for Stidham, and I'm rooting for his success. And frankly, I think Stidham is the cheapest option for us going forward. Mm-hmm. And we could use that money on our books to fill those holes on defense, right? To get those defensive linemen, those linebackers, those safeties. Because just to quickly touch on the defense, guys, 2 fellas who we thought were bright spots last year, Nate Hobbs and Trayvon Merrick, those guys are lost this year. Unfortunately, instead of them taking that step forward, I think they took 2 steps backwards. Like they look completely lost. I think opposing quarterbacks are intentionally targeting Nate Hobbs because they know he's not an outside corner. Trayvon Merrick is probably the worst tackling safety in the entire NFL. So I'm just disappointed in those 2 guys because I thought those 2 young guys would take a step forward, and unfortunately, they've been disappointing this season.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if those guys' injuries from earlier in the season is still like kind of lingering or whatever. Um, Wanted to comment on this one. Super Omnicron, shout out to you, man. Appreciate it. Or there might be a woman or girl, I'm not sure, but whoever it is, shout out to you. You know, do I want Garoppolo over Brady? So like, no, dude, I don't want either one of them, dude. Like, so here's the thing, all right. I'm like, I kind of go back and forth in my brain when I think about all this stuff, but the thing with Brady, like the Tuck rule and stuff, like here's how I look at it. So I know a lot of people are like, well, if he wins you a Super Bowl, you're not going to care about that or whatever, right? I I don't know, dude. I'm not convinced. If you're like a little bit older, like I am, and you remember the Tuck game as well as I do, and how like detrimental that one play and like how we got fucked from that game was, like I don't hate anybody more than like Tom Brady, like, you know, and I hate to put it like that, but it's just the facts. You know, I know it was the refs or whatever, but you know, Tom Brady is hated by Raider Nation, right? And for a lot of reasons that are extremely valid, to say the least. But if he's the guy that like goes and takes us to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna feel the same way, just like I did when the Raiders. Okay, I know it's a long shot. We still have a lot of holes on this team, but when the Raiders shit canned John Gruden and we went to the Super Bowl against John Gruden, that feeling I had of like our coach being on the other side of the sideline, like fucked me up mentally. Like that shit hurt, you know? And I know it messed with our team from guys like Tim Brown. Jerry Rice wasn't, I mean, like I respect him being a Raider, but like wasn't like he'd been on the team a long time and shit. But Rich Gannon, we were using the same playbook, all that. So like if we have to like have Tom Brady to be the one to take us to the promised land and to get a Super Bowl, like I'm serious, guys. It could be any other player in the NFL that could come to our team that I don't dislike more than Tom Brady. Now I dislike him less as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer versus a Patriot, but it just makes me sick when I think about it. So if Stidham can go out there and ball the fuck out and at least put his name in the bucket for competition, I'm all about it. But the bigger thing for me, the biggest thing of everything is, and Jimmy G and all his injuries and shit, right? I think Jimmy G is about, I mean, it's like if you're going to get Jimmy G, you might as well kept Derek Carr. I think they're pretty equal. Maybe Jimmy G might know the playbook a little bit better of McDaniels, but you know, the way I look at it is what's the dollar?
Noodle arm. Homeboy ain't got no ass, man. He can't put the fucking ball down the field 20 yards without damn near throwing his arm out of socket. But Jimmy G is not it.
Yeah, and he's always hurt. And like, so like for me, where I'm at with it is like I want the like the cost effective option for the Raiders. If we keep Jacobs, we get Zamir White and some rotations, okay, this next year. We don't need an elite quarterback, guys. I truly think we could win with an average to above average or even, you know, a good quarterback. I think we could win games. We could take the money instead of investing in a quarterback and stuff. We take that money and we go heavy in free agency as well as the draft. Okay, we draft a high quarterback. Okay, so if you say you're like, well, we're going to keep Stidham if he balls out this game, and he gets his name in the mix.
Second round.
Yeah, in the first or at the latest second round, we draft a quarterback. Okay, if we do that, then we have Plan B, right? So Plan A would be Stidham. Okay, Plan B is rookie backup quarterback. So Stidham gets hurt, doesn't produce, we still got our Plan B. And if Stidham does work out, well, then we have a guy right behind the reins, ready to take this team, on and see what he can do, and hopefully he's ready by that time. And so if we do that, then we don't need to spend $20-30 million on a quarterback. If we spend 30 mil or 30 plus mil on a quarterback, that's no different than keeping Derek Carr. We got to get an actual team friendly contract in the quarterback position. And for me, my break off number is like preferably 20 million or 25 million max. Okay. Now, if you get someone like Stidham, I mean, shit, you might be able to get him for like 7-10 mil or something, sign him to a 3-year deal or something. That's not a make or break, and we could fucking get some super studs on this defense. We can go get we can go in free agency. I don't know who, I'll have to break it down who's available, but think about it. If you had like that much money available, if you didn't have to pay a quarterback, you can go get a number one cornerback. Okay. Sign these guys 2-3 year deal contracts. You can get a defensive lineman, and hopefully there's like a middle linebacker available that you can go sign. That's 3 guys right there. But you got to think, most of these guys are going to be a minimum $10-15 million each. And some of them might even be higher than that. Like defensive linemen could get up as close to like 20. So you start adding like, just say they were all like around 15 mil, 15, 30, right there's 45 mil for 3 players. So you need 45 mil available. Plus you have to re-sign other guys as well and hopefully sign Jacobs. So if you were at 45 right there and say you get Jacobs at 10, 12 million or something, 45 plus 10 right there, you're at like 5 mil, 57 mil. But if you go and sign Tom Brady at 20, 25, or say he wants 30, maybe Brady wants fucking 35 mil. You aren't going to have the money to go sign those guys. And so when Zeigler, this is the other part that pissed me off. When I listen to Zeigler, like I can see his bullshit a mile away, right? In this interview he just did. And Zeigler is essentially saying like, look, we want next year, we want to do better than this year. He lowballed the expectations. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to try really hard to go to the playoffs or whatever. He lowballed the expectations to where literally we could win 7 games next year, 7, 8 games next year, and that would be a successful year in their eyes. And I'm calling their bluff. I'm calling fucking bullshit. That is not good enough for me, and that should not be good enough to Raider Nation.
Well, here's a question.
I heard that too. Go ahead, critique.
Just one quick question. Do you think Zeigler maybe has lost faith in McDaniels, and that's why he's speaking that way?
You want to hear what I got to say, guys?
Yeah.
So I think actually what's happening is, which again, going back to my earlier comment about having a first-time GM, it's a completely different ball game when you're the guy that's responsible for building a roster, calling the shots, cutting players, drafting players, paying players in free agency. It's a completely different ball game when you're doing it on your own and the buck stops with you. And all of a sudden you can't turn around or go next door to the next door office and ask Uncle Belichick, what do you think about this? Is this okay? And I think the guy is stressed the hell out, as he should be. But now he's facing the pressure because he's going into this draft where I critique, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he has like over 12 picks or something like that. Tons of picks I think we have at our disposal. But now he's got to figure out, how the hell do I use these picks? And that's a lot of pressure. And he knows that this year is critical for him to put this franchise on a winning path. And so I think his responses in that interview are tailored to that. Or, hey, you know what? We just want to do better than last year, because he also, I think, understands now, being part of Raider Nation for a year or so, that this fan base is no joke. We demand excellence. We haven't had a lot of excellence over the past 2 decades, but one of our mottos is commitment to excellence, and we're demanding as hell, right? So I think he's feeling the burn. He's feeling the burn.
Very vocal.
Yeah, and we're very, very vocal. So I think he's feeling the burn, as he should.
He should.
Well, and not just that, guys. We got to understand, we got some guys on like 3-year contracts, and after tomorrow, we got 2 years left. We got like 2 years left with Devontae Adams, and then his contract jumps to like 40 or 44 million or something crazy, dude. Like, and I don't know if we can pay Devontae. I mean, I hope we can. I'd like for him to stay a Raider and be a Raider, but he is going to be up there in age. But essentially,
he's going to be there one more year. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm cool with one more year, shit, as long as we can put up some numbers with him. And I don't care on what, as long as it's not Brady, anybody but Brady.
Look,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. The reality is, guys, whether you're pro Carr, against Carr, there's no way we can improve the team the way we need to, and to try to make a Super Bowl run in these next 2 years if we kept Carr at that contract. That's just the facts. If you really like take your fan hat off and how much you love Derek Carr, whether it's valid or not valid, or however your opinion is, if you go and you start looking at the contract structures like I did, and the time window that we have like a 2-year window under some of these contracts that we currently have. And we just used up year 1. Right. There was a 3-year window, but we just used up year 1. So we got 2 years left. That means they have to figure out a way to make a strong run. And this defense has so many holes in it. We got to get at least 2 to 3 super studs on defense and free agency, 2 to 3 super studs in free agency, and maybe 1 offensive lineman. And then we have to draft really fucking well. We need to draft a quarterback and go heavy on the defense. Okay. Maybe an offensive lineman, but I'd like to see heavy on defense. And if we do that, and we keep Josh Jacobs, if they can figure out a way to make all that shit happen, we can make a Super Bowl run next year or the year after. And that's no bullshit. I'm not fluffing you guys up. There's enough talent on this team that if it's a good quarterback, average to above average to good, so somebody equal to Derek Carr, maybe a little better, or in that realm, right, in the middle tier, we can win games. Okay. and we can make a playoff run and potentially make a Super Bowl run. I'm not going to give up on Stidham, guys. I'm not. And I'm not just saying this because I was ready to move on from Derek Carr. I mean, I saw something from this guy and from the teammates, the demeanor from fucking Darren Waller when he was playing with Derek Carr. He was like down on himself, and like, you know, like it just, the vibes weren't there. These guys are rallied up, ready to play, ready for something different. And, you know, they're showing that they're willing to play for this quarterback. And if Stidham can be a leader and lead this team, and if we can get him for a cheap deal, I'd rather go that route than fucking Tom Brady any day. Because, you know, if someone else can take us to a Super Bowl and we have a chance to make a run, anybody other than Tom Brady. You know, everybody thinks Tom Brady's going to give us a team friendly deal. I mean, you know, where does, like, my question is, where does this guy's kids live? Is he willing to travel, be away from his family, even though he's divorced and all this shit? I mean, those are all things besides football, man, and he's old as fuck, dude. And like, you know, I'm just not convinced on this Tom Brady fucking talk. And I don't, you know.
Especially, dude. You know, I'll say this quick comment, then I have to jump off. But
Yeah,
as
I've
you
actually got to go too, man. But you guys have a good fucking time. I gotta bail, man. I gotta go eat dinner. But thank you all so much. I hit 500. Al's Ghost, you need to come on the show sometime, bro. You got hella insight, and I love the way you speak. You know what I mean? Come on the show sometime, man. Fucking come and hang out with the critiques, man. And
yeah, for sure, man. I'll email you. I have your email, so feel free to, you know, shoot me the link whenever. I love talking Raiders football, guys. It's super fun. So I'll be happy to pop on.
Hey, and all of y'all have been a bright spot this season, man, of ups and downs, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for getting me to 500, Raider Nation. I never thought this was going to happen. And thank you, Hardcore, for having me, my brother.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Critique. Much love, dude. You have a good night, and let's go Raiders.
Let's go, Raiders, man. Let's sweep. Well, we're not going to sweep them, but, you know, there's still the queefs, man. Let's make these queefs pussy fart, bro. Let's get them out of here.
I'll see you, Critique. What I was going to say, Hardcore, is, as you know, Father Time is undefeated. This guy is 46. Yeah. He's about to go into what, age 47, and Father Time creeps on you, and it creeps on you quick. So that's an added concern with having a guy who's that old playing but a contact sport where anything could happen. And it's a huge liability. So I would be in favor of going with the cheapest option for the reasons that you mentioned. We just do not have a roster built out, right? And this is a byproduct of so many years of poor drafting, like so many squandered draft picks, like high draft picks too, right? First, second, third rounders. And we haven't been able to build a sustainable roster because of that. So I agree with you, dude. Like, it wasn't a formula for success to have a quarterback on our roster paying him 35 to 40 million when you have so many holes on your roster, especially on the defensive side of the ball. We can't get to an average defense. It's mind-boggling, really, with so many high draft picks and so many high draft picks that we've used on defense over the years. I mean, talk about like Carl Joseph, Garyon Conley, Jihad Ward, PJ Hall, Eddie Vanderdoes, Shalik Calhoun, DJ Hayden. I mean, you could go down the list, and all of these guys, unfortunately, have been pretty much busts. And so I hope Zeigler, you know, is feeling the pressure, and I hope that he's pulling all-nighters, because it looks like the guy's pulling all-nighters now. And I hope he understands the responsibility that he's been entrusted with to lead this team back to glory. And I'm hoping and praying that he knocks this draft out of the park, because I will go ahead and argue that this is going to be the most important draft in Raiders history because of the amount of draft picks that we have at our disposal. So I'll leave with this question. I'll take your thoughts off air, Hardcore. I want to hear from you, like, how confident, like on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most, how confident are you that Zeigler could draft correctly, number one, and then number two, like, help, you know, build this roster to be a winning roster? I'll take your comments off air.
I mean, I don't know, because like the way I look at, thanks for coming on, Al's Ghost, appreciate it. And then real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat for subbing to Raider Critiques channel, as well as anybody that subbed to my channel. Appreciate you guys. Again, we'll do that Adams jersey giveaway probably like in 2 weeks. Let the season die down, and then I'll do a pre-video on it. But I don't know, how confident am I in Zeigler for the draft and building this team? I mean, so I hate to look at things without like having anything to compare something with, is how I always try to go about things. So without us having like with 1 year and very minimal of like what he can do, we don't know. I guess my point is we don't know what he can or excuse me, or what he can't do. So the thing with Chandler Jones scares me because I feel like we shouldn't have picked up Chandler Jones, and I feel like that's a bad contract. Okay. So we're going to look at just what he's done. Okay. As far as contracts go, Max Crosby, I think that was good. I think that was great. I think Renfro got overpaid. Waller, I'm kind of 50-50 on it. It could have been a little premature to pay Waller. I know Waller's getting older and probably wanted that guaranteed money or whatever. Some people say Waller outplayed his contract. That's probably true to some degree, but he also hasn't earned his contract as of yet. Okay. So the contract we just gave Waller and him being hurt and stuff, Waller hasn't earned his contract. Now he did play a lot better this last game, I would say, for sure. Go back to the previous game, meaning the Steelers game. Waller caught a pretty damn good pass from Derek Carr. And then what was it? I think it was the Charger game where Waller caught a pretty awesome pass too from Derek Carr. So I can see growth and development and stuff that gets me excited with Darren Waller, to where I see potential for Darren Waller to earn his contract. Renfro, I don't think the coaching staff has used Hunter Renfro the right way. Renfro has been real silent. He had like 3 targets, like 19 yards this last game. I want to see Hunter Renfro get more involved. I think they clipped his wings. I said this at the beginning of the season. Do not clip Hunter Renfro's wings. And I felt like if they limit Hunter Renfro too much of like what Hunter Renfro is good at and let him kind of be Hunter Renfro, his style is like, it's like backyard football. You got to give him like a route that's like, it should be somewhat like this, but then just let it have free reign to do whatever the fuck he wants, because he's going to get open and then you get him that ball. That's where that third and Renfro came about. And that was Renfro taking things in his own hands, going against Coach Gruden and saying, fuck it, I'm just going to do my own thing. And because he was balling out and stuff, Gruden just kind of, I think realized like, hey, I need to adjust my style and let Renfro kind of have more freedom and whatnot. And we saw production from Hunter Renfro. So, as far as the contracts go, I don't know. I'd say 1 to 2 good ones and 2 questionable ones. Okay. So looking at the contracts he signed, it's like, I'd say in the middle of the road. Okay. As of now. Now, if he gets Jacobs to sign, not franchise tag, I'm talking, we sign Jacobs. We make Jacobs a fucking Raider for like minimum 3 or 4 years. That's fair to Josh Jacobs, dude. I know he's been hurt before this year and whatnot, but Jacobs deserves to be a Raider, man. That guy is the leading NFL rusher in the NFL, man. And he's done everything for this organization. He's the only guy that's like had the balls, well, besides Devontae Adams this year, but in years past, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I have a video on it, but where Josh Jacobs says, like, the thing I liked about this week is that I felt like the team didn't give up. Well, he's talking about a Jets game that he had, I think it was like his rookie year or year 2, where, the following week he said, I felt like the team didn't give up this game. So when Josh Jacobs said that, he's implying that the team gave up. He felt like the team gave up the week prior. Okay. And you didn't have your quarterback that was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL when he got his contract. You didn't have your quarterback calling out the team saying, I'm glad the team didn't give up this week. You had your running back call out the team and say, I'm glad we didn't give up. So that's huge. You want a running back. You want somebody on your team that has that leadership and that gumption that's going to fucking call shit out. Jacobs this year saying, I'm tired of fucking losing, this guy needs to stay a Raider. So for me, Zeigler needs to sign Jacobs. Fuck this Tom Brady shit. You sign Jacobs and then you figure out the quarterback shit later on. I know other people would disagree with me, but I'm telling you, dude, Josh Jacobs is not just a running back by committee guy. If Josh Jacobs goes anywhere, he's going to ball out. And how would you guys like to see Josh Jacobs do a Marcus Allen? Any old school Raider fans in here? You remember when Marcus Allen went to the Chiefs and he fucking ran all over us? Well, that's what could happen if we don't sign Josh Jacobs. He could end up going and being a Chief if they have the money to do it. I'm not sure that they do, but if they did have the money to sign Jacobs and Jacobs end up we'd have to go against Jacobs 2 times a year. That shit would suck. That would devastate me, dude. I'm telling you, Jacobs, one of my favorite Raiders and my favorite running backs since Marcus Allen and Bo Jackson. So we got to keep Jacobs. If Zeigler can keep Jacobs, I'll give him a lot of respect. Now, if Zeigler doesn't sign Jacobs, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I'm going to seriously like lose whatever fucking sanity I have left from this fucking team fucking us and shit. And I'm going to go ape shit, because if you have Jacobs, you don't need an elite quarterback, dude. We can win with an average to above average quarterback. We have enough in the pass game. We'll have enough in the run game, improve maybe one offensive lineman, and we're going to have a good fucking team offensively. And then we just have to figure out this defensively shit. So, and the other stuff as far as building the team, I mean, we'll see. We'll see who he gets in the draft. I mean, if he goes out and gets like a Cleveland Farrell, number 4th overall, we'll know this guy's a complete fucking idiot, right? Just like John Gruden and Mike Mayock did. As soon as they got Cleveland Farrell, I was like, what the fuck? We could have got Devin White. It's mind blowing. Okay. So, we'll take a deeper dive as we get closer in the draft, but there's going to be guys, right? There's going to be guys, there's going to be somebody, whether we pick 6th or 11th or whatever in that range, there's going to be a super stud that we can get to be on our team. And if they feel they need to trade back for whatever reason, maybe that's a good thing to do. If they feel they need to trade up, right? So say we're going to we want CJ Stroud. We need to move up 3 spots or 5 spots or whatever it might be. And, they got to leverage some future shit to go get that guy. The way I look at the draft is different than other people, guys. The way I look at the draft is you don't just pick best player available. To some degree you do that, but you pick the guy that fits you and your system. Okay. You pick the guy that is your guy. And if someone is your guy, either you move up to get him, you move back to get him, but you go out and you get your guy, and you draft by position. Everybody says you draft by need. That's fucking horseshit, man. You draft by the guys that you need on your fucking team, and you draft the guys that are your guys. Okay. Gruden did fail on the drafts, and some drafts. Absolutely. I think part of it was the virus shit with all that and having to do video conferences. But he even did that before the virus stuff. So, not exactly sure why Gruden failed so much. I think he's such an emotional guy. He couldn't tone down his emotions, and he made a lot of rash decisions off of too many emotions instead of going off the data and what he thought was best. Gruden did, however, draft Josh Jacobs. We got Josh Jacobs from the first pick from the Khalil Mack trade. So that's the other reason why I want Josh Jacobs to stay a Raider, man. He's been with us to and through from the move from Oakland to Vegas. This dude has a Raider tattoo. He takes this shit seriously. So, as we go into this draft, we'll see. We'll see who they get. We'll evaluate it, and we'll see how they go about it. Right now, do I have confidence that he can build the Raiders? No, because he hasn't proven anything. He doesn't get, none of these guys get freebies, not by me, not Josh McDaniels, not Derek Carr, not even though, he's gone, moved on, not Zeigler. None of them are getting a free pass for me. Other people can give these guys free passes and say, oh, they feel confident, whatever. I'm not that way. I'm never going to be that way. I'm going to be critical of people until they earn their paycheck, until they have a body of work and a proven resume that they bring it to the table. And I don't give a shit about their lip service. I'm all about that action, boss. You know what I'm saying? They got to come here and they got to bring it to the table and they got to prove it. And everything else doesn't fucking matter. Their meaningless words and their lip service means absolutely nothing to me. So who they draft, who they get, and then turning it into wins on the field, that's how we'll know. That's exactly how we'll know. Hopefully, I'm gonna support them. I'm gonna try to support them. Hopefully, they can do this shit. But in my opinion, they need to understand and learn what it means to be a Raider. Until these two, Josh McDaniels and Zeigler, understands and takes it to heart, not just the importance to turn the franchise around, but the importance to be a Raider. Until they do that, none of it fucking matters. So, only Max Crosby and Josh Jacobs has a Raider tattoo. So, pretty sure Derek Carr don't have a Raider tattoo. So that shit don't wipe off. You know what I'm saying? So these fools, they need to keep these guys in the Raider organization and for Raider Nation. If they could just do one thing for Raider Nation, it's to sign fucking Josh Jacobs. Like just one thing, sign Josh Jacobs and then figure the rest out later on. If they love this team, they care about us and Raider Nation, that's what they'll fucking do. You know what I mean? So you don't sign Josh Jacobs. Everybody thinks Zamir White could be the guy. He could be, but I don't care, man. I want Josh Jacobs. I want him to stay Raider, bleed silver and black, and it's not running back by committee. Josh Jacobs is like one of the elite running backs that have ever came in the NFL. One of the elite, one of the best ever played this game. And he needs to stay wearing our fucking colors. Because if he does, with him and a combination of maybe a Zamir White, then you don't have to have a super stud fucking quarterback. Go back through all the Super Bowls, right? Look at their defense, how good their defense was. Look at their running backs, how good the running backs were. And look at their quarterbacks. A lot of times their quarterbacks were not these elite fucking great quarterbacks, man. So I mean, look at Trent Dilfer with the Ravens, won a Super Bowl. Look at the Buccaneers quarterback back in the day that beat us. I mean, look at Matthew Stafford, that just won a Super Bowl. I mean, how many people think Matthew Stafford's like an elite or like one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time? So you go through it time and time again. It's a team sport, and we need more help throughout the entire team to be a winning organization, to bring it to the table and to fucking go out there and make a Super Bowl run. And I think they could do it if they do it right. But if they fuck it up, it will start, my opinion, first step is Josh Jacobs. If they don't sign Josh Jacobs, huge failure, and I'm going to freak out, even though I don't want to, and I'm going to lose my fucking shit. That will let me know these guys are complete fucking morons. That's what I'll say. And if they don't sign Jacobs that way so they can get Tom Brady, then we'll know their true colors. We'll know their true colors isn't to Raider Nation. It's to their Patriot way, and their loyalty is to Tom Brady, and their loyalty is to the Tuck rule where they can all fucking laugh about it. It was a fumble. That's all I got to say. Like, go fuck yourself. So that's all I got to say. But I'm going to get on out of here, guys, man. Everybody in the chat, Jesse, Ricardo, man. Appreciate you. Otis. Got a bot in here. And then, appreciate everybody. So close on out of here. But you know what? We'll see how this game goes tomorrow, man. I'm pumped, man. I want to see Jarrett Stidham go out there and ball out. At least 250, 280 yards. But if he can pull out a 300 or 350-yard game, 2-3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 1 interception max, I'm going to call that a good fucking game for him. And I'm going to say his name should be in the pool of running for quarterbacks. That could be our quarterback moving forward, So I'm all about beating them queefs. So appreciate you guys. I'm Hardcore Raider. There's only one nation. That's Raider Nation. Hardcore Raider out. Much love.
Equality. Or was his greatest accomplishment providing the NFL with a much-needed villain?
If there's anything we've ever done that I'm particularly proud of, I would have to say that the perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders, to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
The autumn wind is a raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and upside down and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Commitment to excellence. There's a commitment to excellence, the greatest players. We could get the greatest coaches, the great games we've played in. The flame that would burn brightest here is the will to win, is the will to win, is the will to win.
Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You were magnificent.